You opened the box, and we came. And oh, what sights do we have to show you. We watched Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. We watch it so you don't have to. So you know what time it is. What's up, Mongoons? Holy shit, has it been a hot minute? But welcome to the Horrible Horror Podcast, the podcast where we watch the worst of the worst in horror movies. Movies so bad they're scary. I am your host, Lord Marshall Hampton. With me is an all-star panel today. Finally, after about 2 months away, we're back in studio. With me, as always, my buddy, my co-host, Mr. Birthday Boy, Aaron Southworth.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Happy birthday, my brother.
Thank you so much. I'm going through a midlife crisis. Dyed my hair brown.
Yes, you are.
As the original color was.
It's all right. I'm going through mine too. I think it's natural. Like I said, it's awesome. So we got two guests, not one but two. That's one more than one. That's two.
Someone's a little rusty.
Macho Man math over here. That's two. That's one more than one.
Scott Steiner math.
Mean Gene.
Flexing these math skills.
But we got the Dukes of Spooks with us here in studio. Our boys, our friends, Nachos McWerewolf and Salsa Von Mummy, a.k.a. Cincinnati Jeff.
How's everybody doing?
Happy birthday, you fabulous bastard.
Happy birthday, you hunk of maniac.
Appreciate it. And because we're not only is it my birthday, but also we're back in studio.
And alcoholics.
We got some fireballs. So, Marshall, you going to join on this?
As soon as I get done adjusting some dials.
Oh, boy.
Here.
We've been adjusting fucking dials for an hour.
There we go.
You've been
All
fucking
right.
playing with them
Clank,
knobs over here
clank.
for an hour.
Guys.
Get those knobs.
Lewd penis joke.
There we go.
Well, hey, like I am.
So, like I said, guys, it has been a hot minute. We took a little break for end of summer and recharged the batteries. There's a lot of noise in the background because they are going through a lot of shit back there.
Thanks, buddy.
So I apologize for that crumply bag being heard right by the microphone.
Sorry.
This is good listening right now, guys. Why am I even recording this still?
It's the in-studio Foley artist you hired.
Yeah, this is, what's that sound like that people like footsteps and like fall leaves?
ASMR or something like that?
Yeah. It's just crunchy bag.
BDSM, yep. That's what
BDSM.
the kids love.
But this week, we're doing Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 for a couple reasons. One, I'm a big Dead by Daylight fan, and the Hellraiser, Pinhead Hellraiser chapter just came out on Dead by Daylight, so I thought I'd tie it into that. Also, I started watching some Hellraiser movies because it's been forever since I've seen them, and I was like, I watched 3 of them recently, and this one was just fucking insane that I just had to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a little off our beaten path.
Yeah, it's no different from what we've done.
I'm actually excited about it. I know I've talked to you about it, but I'm kind of wanting to do more well-known bad movies.
Which is
More
another reason
mainstream.
why we did this. Like, let's do it. I can tie it into the Dead by Daylight release. We can do a Main Street movie. At first, I looked at Hellraiser Judgment or Retribution. Whichever one came out in 2018, the most recent one.
That's
I looked
Judgment.
at that, and that one was a boring piece of shit. That's like if you take like Seven, mix it with an episode of Law and Order SVU, and then sprinkle in a dash of Hellraiser. That's that movie, and it was terrible.
Add a can of Clamato, mix it all together, and you got a big tall glass of shit.
Yeah, and it was boring. Like just nothing happening. So fuck that. And then I went back and watched the original
Classic.
but I'm like, it's still kind of boring.
But it's good.
It's different. And then I watched 2. I'm like, oh shit, this is wild. I think we got a winner here. So, and then I put it out there, and then Eric, and I was like, fuck, I love that movie. Let's do it. And I'm like, all right, you guys want to be on it? Let's do it.
This is my favorite Hellraiser movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, it really is.
You can probably hear my dog barking in the background. I don't know what he's barking at, but you're going to have to deal with it, guys. So let's get started. Let's shake off this ring rust because it has been a hot minute. I keep saying that, but okay. This movie was released in 1988, and it's got a lot of stuff to get through for this one. Written by Peter Atkins, based on characters created by Clive Barker. Most people know that. Peter Atkins has 14 credits as a writer. This was his very first movie he wrote, and then he went on to write Hellraiser 3, Hellraiser 4, Bloodline, Hellraiser Prophecy, Hellraiser Deader, Winter's Lament. That's a mouthful of a title. And he also did probably what the next movie we're going to do on the show. He also wrote Wishmaster 2, 3, and 4. So he's done a lot of weird shit.
You guys got some bangers lined up.
Yeah.
Wishmaster is also fun.
That's some fucking job security right there.
Yeah. Directed by Tony Randall. He's got 20 directing credits, including the 1992 Amityville movie, or Amityville 1992. It's About Time. That's the full title, I believe. A movie called Fist of the North Star, which was also written by Peter Atkins as well. Children of the Night. He did one episode of Joe Bob's Drive-In Theater. That's a shout out for Chris Samples because I know he loves that. Thought he'd get a kick out of that. And 2 episodes of Power Rangers in Space.
Space.
Nice.
Also, this is not the Tony Randall that was in The Odd Couple in the 70s and is the singer. This is a different Tony Randall.
Okay.
You can currently find this movie on Tubi, where I watch it for free. You can find it on Vudu, Apple TV, Hulu, and Amazon supposedly as well.
Dude, it's everywhere. It was on Stars also, and it was
usually
the easiest one to find.
In the fall, most of the streaming services outsource a lot of what I would call junk horror movies. Even though I like this one, usually they go for they avoid the big 3 because everybody fights with those, but they'll pick up the Hellraisers and stuff like
Child
that.
plays,
yeah, exactly. Those usually get picked up by a couple of streaming services.
All right. I did not realize that, but it makes perfect sense. So let's talk about the cast. There's a lot of people to talk about in this cast. I'm going to run through, so bear with me. They're worth talking about, I think. So obviously Pinhead's played by Doug Bradley. He's got 69 credits. 60 of them are Hellraiser movies. So
the old love number, 69, dude.
He was also the voice of the Sith Emperor for you video game guys. He's the Sith Emperor in the Star Wars The Old Republic online game. He's the Sith Emperor. That's pretty cool.
No shit.
He's in Scream Park, which is a little independent movie I've seen. I've been wanting to do on the show for a while, but keep having to push it off. He's in Wrong Turn 5. He's also in Pumpkinhead, Ashes to Ashes, Nightbreed, and he played Pinhead in a Motorhead music video as well.
Nice.
And he is currently the narrator for the upcoming United States of Horror chapters 1, 2, and 3. And his last run as Pinhead came in Hellraiser Hellworld and Hellraiser Deader, which both came out in 2005. So I'm not sure which is actually the last one. And that's weird that 2 Hellraiser movies came out in the same year. But that is what I found. Christy, played by, who I swear they changed her name because I thought in the first one she was Kirsten. Now they're calling her Christy. But it's played by Ashley Lawrence again, 44 credits. And besides playing Christy in Hellraiser 1, 2, and 3, she's also on, she did a Creepshow, the TV series. She was in a Slipknot music video called Snuff. She's in Red, which is the basically the geriatric version of the Expendables. It's actually a pretty cute little movie.
Isn't that kind of an oxymoron, the geriatric version of the Expendables?
Yeah. But the ones like Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman,
Helen Mirren,
yeah.
John Malkovich of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
right.
She was on an episode of Beverly Hills 90210 and Highway to Heaven, and she was in Warlock 3, The End of Innocence.
Anyone think she's easy on the eyes?
Yeah.
I was actually surprised. I remember watching Hellraiser and not thinking anything about it, but when I watched this, I was like, oh, no shit. She's kind of hot.
And not to be that guy or to step in anybody's dick, but let me push these glasses up. I believe her name is Kirsty, not Christy.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, thank you. No,
Go.
that's right, because I thought in the first one I kept calling her Kirsten or something a little weird, not Kristen.
Kirsty. Kirsty.
Yeah, and then here it's spelled Kristy in the credits, so it's like Christy, but it's pronounced, it's weird.
Someone whose first name is Christopher, I hate the variations of Chris's. I fucking can't stand it. That's why I go by Aaron, baby.
Then Julia comes back. She's played by Claire Higgins again. 78 credits for this girl, including the TV show Into the Badlands, the sci-fi show. She's in 52 episodes of The Worst Witch, 8 episodes of Deadly Liaisons. She was in the movie Ready Player One. She was also in Doctor Who for you sci-fi lovers from 2013 to 2015, where she played Ohyla. Ohyla. I'm probably gonna.
Ohyla. Old girl.
Yeah, old girl. She's in Downton Abbey, Shameless, and she played Kitty Bennett in the TV miniseries adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. So that's a nice juicy role, and she's a ton more TV
And
credits.
who is this?
Julia. Played by
Okay.
Claire Higgins.
Yeah, Julia looks a whole lot like this lady who got drunk on a bus and gave a blowjob to a Bud Light bottle, and I giggled a whole lot.
Is that lady you?
That was a very specific
Yeah, I was
story.
like, did you
It
witness
was.
this on a bus ride or something?
Yes, it was a beer bus party.
On the way to school?
No, it was at Fast Eddie's in.
I was that
Fast Eddie's and on Fast Eddie's Bon Air. Go
Marsh
ahead.
was like, got it. East Alton. Understood.
Not East, it's in on, but yeah, Fast Eddie's is kind of famous around here. And then we had Dr. Chenard, played by Kenneth Cranham. This is one hard-working motherfucker. He's got 195 credits, pretty much all British TV stuff I've never heard of. But he was in the Tom Cruise Kill Hitler movie Valkyrie. He's also he was in Layer Cake with James Bond himself, Daniel Craig. He was in Oliver the movie where he played Noah Claypole.
That was not a cool movie.
Neil Gaiman's Likely Stories. I thought I'd throw that in because I know you guys are big Neil Gaiman comic book fans, so you guys like that.
Sandman.
He's also in Hot Fuzz for those who like Shaun of the
Yeah.
Dead.
Yes.
No shit.
He was James Reaper in Hot Fuzz, and this is a weird. He was the voice of Genghis Khan in a Genghis Khan based TV movie. So, which is weird that he was the voice of a guy, and this is an animated movie. Why is he doing voice over for like an Asian, I guess, actor or something? That's weird. But moving on, we have Tiffany, played by Imogen Bowerman, 14 credits, more British stuff. She last worked in 1993 on 9 episodes of a TV show called West Beach, so not much for her. Then I got 3 more people to mention. Kyle, played by William Hope, another hard-working motherfucker. This got 175 credits, tons of voiceover and voice acting work in cartoons and video games. His non-game stuff include every episode of Thomas and Friends, for you parents out there who know about Thomas and Friends.
Shining Time Station.
Yep.
I mean, I just watched that shit,
so
man.
he's done every episode of Thomas and Friends TV show and every movie, which equals individually 555 individual credits that he's been in some part of Thomas and Friends.
That's 555 paychecks right there, my friend.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Hard-working man.
That's what I'm saying.
Goddamn.
He was in Sky Captain: The World Tomorrow. He was in the first XXX, the Vin Diesel movie. He's in Scanners. He was also in Captain America: The First Avengers, where he was just a SHIELD lieutenant. He's in Dark Shadows, Deep State, and just completed the upcoming, apparently I didn't know about this, guys, maybe you have heard of it, but a new remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, God.
According to IMDb, is just been completed, and
Yes,
he's in it.
I think we talked about it a couple months ago.
Who's doing that? Is that Ari Aster? No, it's fucking.
It's a
Aja,
it's a
whatever.
sequel to the first one, ignoring all the other sequels. It's like the
Like
So
every
they're doing
other
what Halloween did. They're basically
Yeah.
retconning. Okay.
I mean,
that would be the third time for them now, or fourth
Yeah.
time doing
Yeah.
this.
dude, that's every fucking movie.
Every other fucking
with
Texas
the
Chainsaw
exception
movie.
of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, dude, is a sequel to prequel to the original movie.
Does everybody else agree Texas 2 is the best?
Goddamn right.
Fuck yeah. Dennis Hopper, come on.
You did on my plate, dog dick.
That's the most fun one. I
It's
still
most-
say the first one's my favorite because it's just so scary to me.
Yeah, the first one. But I'll get shit for it, I'm sure. But I liked the. I don't know if you call it it's not the sequel, but it's technically a sequel. But I don't know, it came out 09, 02. I
the
think it was just
beginning?
called just Texas Chainsaw. I think it was called.
The one with Jessica Biel or the one
No,
with
the Jessica Biel one was
Brewster?
okay. This is just. It's they come at the girl at
Texas
inherits-
Chainsaw 3D.
I guess
With
yeah.
Alexa Daddario?
Yes,
Yes.
that
Fuck
girl.
yes.
Fucking a goddamn.
You just
that
like it
girl.
because tits.
Was that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2005.
I also enjoyed it too.
What's up?
I like that one.
2005.
No, it was 2009,
Nah,
10.
yeah.
So
What
what
the
around
one?
the-
Fuck was the one that came out in like 2004,
That was
2005?
Deal.
That's like Leatherface.
You talking about
some
Leatherface?
prequel- Fuck that movie, dude.
No, I
prequel-
forgot the Jessica Biel came out around 2004.
And this is why I hate Texas Chainsaw
So
Massacre.
that one came out in 2001, 2002.
somebody get the dry
And then the
erase board.
beginning came. The prequel to that, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
We
the
need
beginning
Glenn
came
back
out in
in
like
here.
04.
Because then there was Leatherface, which was the prequel where they were kids, and that sucked dick.
That was
Oh, that-
garbage.
Yeah.
That's garbage.
Surprise! The guy you thought was Leatherface isn't Leatherface.
Yeah.
Whoa!
All right, so moving on.
And we're back.
Kyle Higgins, I think that was his name. William Higgins. William Hope. Moving on. His video game work is quite extensive too. He's Terminator Resistance, Overkill's The Walking Dead, Planet of the Apes: Last Frontier, Star Ocean, Nemesis, Killzone Mercury, Alien vs. Predator, Predator, where he voiced the Predator and the Alien, CR Alien vs. Predator, Hitman Blood Money, X3 Reunion, Cameo Elements of Power, Ultimate Spider-Man, where he played Ultimate Carnage, Red Dead Regeneration, Constantine, Alien vs. Predator 2, and finally, he is the voice of Nathaniel Bard and Mikhail Victor in Resident Evil 3 Remake for them.
I just find it funny. You're like, he voiced the Alien and the Predator.
Yeah.
So he just goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, which is fine.
I love how you like making sure that people know.
He's also the sound of my shoelaces in my head when I talk to him.
Well, I think it's funny. So I'm like, all right, moving on. The Chatterer, who is another one of the Cenobites people have seen,
He the best.
played by Nicholas Vince, 27 credits. He was only the Chatterer in Hellraiser 1 and 2. Now, maybe Chatterer disappears after number 2, but he's only in...
I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you, but something happens to him in this movie.
Yeah. He's also in a movie called, that I kind of want to see now, Paintball Massacre, a movie called Fuck You, Immortality, The Krampus Calendar, Book of Monsters, Resurrection of Dracula, Werewolf of Moldavia, and Nightbreed, where he played Kinski.
Weren't we talking about Moldavia?
Moldavia, the
Moldavia.
Prince
Fuck
of
me.
Moldavia,
Fuck me, that's
the
a different-
Scourge.
That's right.
I command you. This is Vigo.
Vigo the Carpathian.
Thank you, Lord.
And lastly, Frank, who is returns, is played by Sean Chapman. And the only thing I found interesting about him is this guy who's actually done a lot of Shakespeare. He's in Richard II and Henry IV, Part 1 and 2. I was not expecting to see a Shakespearean actor in this movie, especially Frank, who's...
So I actually kind of disagree. I'm not surprised by this because honestly, in my experience, Hellraiser is basically the Frasier of horror movies. You know,
Hell Frasier?
yeah. So like, I could easily Hellraiser.
I wish if I had a snow clap sound effect, I would play that for you.
Hell
but I
Frasier 3, The Ceciling.
don't. So instead, you'll get the air horn for that one.
but I really do. It's they're so polite.
It's a thinking man's
They're
horror
so
movie.
well spoken. They're so well spoken. You know, they take their time with things. They wait for the impact of a punchline. Because I'm a fucking Frasier fan. I don't know if you guys know that. Love that.
I
shit.
didn't.
Yeah,
Kind of
oh,
wish I didn't.
man. I've seen each episode multiple times.
Oh, definitely like you a lot less.
Hand me one of those beers,
Each episode, we just learn more and more about you.
Yeah.
which makes us like you less and less.
Maybe some things you should keep to yourself.
All right, so fine.
Fuck you guys. I'm leaving. I'm gonna go find myself a nice sherry to enjoy.
Cooking sherry?
Well, you watch Frasier's dad talk to a dog, looks like Wishbone.
I love Wishbone too.
I'm gonna say you brought. I was like, oh, you
Jesus
mentioned
Christ!
Wishbone.
You
He's
just
like,
opened up
he's going on
Pandora's
Wishbone.
box.
You opened the box.
I feel like I'm just setting nachos up and he's spiking it down like Beerwolf.
Are we drinking these? These are for Aaron. Are we?
I just kind of been kissing on mine.
All right, so enough jaw jack and jibber jabber. Let's move on to the movie itself. I tried to do this as streamlined, but I'm sure it's gonna get drawn out. So bear with us, guys. It's might be a long one. We open with a montage of like the final 5 to 10 minutes of the first film, which I'm not gonna go into that. But that's what happened. It opens with the closing minutes of the previous movie, and then we roll the title card and opening credits. And we cut to a flashback scene where we see how Pinhead became Pinhead, sort of, where he was a World War I British officer who gets pulled into the puzzle box and gets turned into Pinhead.
And I love that.
His name was Elliot Spencer.
Thank you.
And I like that they did that because
But they glossed over it so quickly.
they
it's
did.
like,
They
well,
did, but they gave you a taste.
a taste.
Because it's a setup for 3.
It seems like
Which,
it's a taste.
yeah, I haven't
and,
seen 3, so at some point I guess I need to go see how it connects.
and it's I like that because I don't need to know everything. He's a fucking spooky dooky guy with pins on his head, but it's nice to know kind of where he came from.
I like the little it's the little hot cocks that come in and set the pins, and then all of a sudden some other demonic hammer nails them in.
Yeah, I was like, whose hand is that?
Tiny little baby demon hand, dude.
They got their Cenobite assembly line down, I guess.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man.
Demon elves.
So, who was like Pinhead before
Satan's
Pinhead was
Workshop.
Pinhead? Is it like an office job kind of thing? Like you just show up like, oh, I'm the manager now.
Maybe there was no lead Cenobite at the time.
That's a good question. Yeah, because I mean, he's from like 1917. That's where World War One.
Yeah, World War One was.
Yeah, around that time. So all of a sudden, he's the head shit. Yeah,
Well,
we're talking about
maybe the other
eons
maybe
of eons
the other
of
original
hell.
Pinhead was like, you know what? It's time for me to hang up.
Yeah,
my
maybe he's
pins.
retiring.
I'm gonna go retire to the South Beach of Hell, aka Miami, and we're just gonna go.
Sounds like somebody wants to write Hellraiser: The Beginning.
I'm on board. I'm on board.
So then it just cuts to Christy waking up on a bed in a mental hospital with a cop named Ronson, who tells that her boyfriend Steve was sent home hours ago, and that Bronson, was at her father's house, which is the house from the first movie, and he wants to talk about what happened, the events of the first movie. But then he gets a call from 2 beat cops searching the house, who find 2 more bodies who look like they've been dead for like years instead of like a few hours, like fucking
Decades.
years.
Yeah.
He can hear the maggots like crawling on the one that's inside this little like wicker box, and I love how the other one like falls on him.
Yeah, it just like comes out of nowhere, just falls on him.
He's just like, black guy, shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh wait, sir, are you okay?
But really quick, Steve, her boyfriend, never seen again.
I'd come on that later. I really,
Well, because they say it in the movie, he gets to go home.
He got to go home.
He's like, fuck this. Packs his shit up and goes.
It's like, that pussy might be good, but I'm not fucking around with demons and shit.
Right.
Also, I thought that house imploded at the end of the
It
first
did
film.
it
And
fell
it turned
apart.
into a homeless Indian dude and then a giant flaming bat demon. Either that or I did fucking shrooms last time I watched that movie.
I do not remember that part. From
The end of the first
Okay.
one, the lament configuration is
Yes.
in the hands of the Indian salesman,
Right.
who sold it to the uncle
Frank.
at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And he had it.
Yeah, he had it back at the end, and he was selling. To
That's how
somebody
that
else.
movie ends. Which
Yeah.
Woo, continuity, please.
Yeah, they're
fucking up all the shit.
What they
and this
haven't
is supposed to be
found
like
is-
immediately following.
Yeah. So and then they find the blood-covered mattress, which played a big part in the first movie. So and that comes back. Next, we meet Dr. Chenard, who's in the middle of some crazy-looking brain surgery while giving a lecture about it to some other random doctors. One of them, which is Kyle. In the middle of the surgery / lecture, Chenard just gets called away to meet with a newly admitted patient, and Kyle leaves with them. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. In what world would that be more important than the lady whose cranium is cut open with her exposed brain? Like, oh shit, I gotta go say hi to this chick. You'll be fine.
Could you put my brain back in?
Yeah,
real
he
quick?
just leaves her
This is
there.
embarrassing.
He just leaves this bitch.
He's
tied
like,
up.
I'm done. I've butchered her enough.
I just
I'm
love
done
she
here.
like look. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, and she's got like these like weird like jaw like,
Stirrups or something.
like the dental things like for your jaw openers in. It's
I
like, her
I
brain's
always
exposed.
shit my pants whenever I watch any horror movie with medical stuff, especially psych wards, which comes in play here too.
Yeah.
But also the surgical theater. I'm like, oh god, I gotta bite my fucking tongue every time I see this stuff.
Buddy, this isn't a psych word. Pretty sure, according to the elevator, this is a maintenance
Right?
hospital.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So we cut back to Christy, who's going crazy in a room, fighting with Ronson, who tries to restrain her, and she's ranting about the box and the Cenobites. And in comes Chenard and Kyle, who we learn is Chenard's assistant. Ronson goes to leave, but Christy blurts out that you have to destroy the mattress so Julia can't come back like Frank did. You have to destroy the mattress. And it's kind of a really fucking weird-ass line to say, like, telling somebody destroy a mattress, but she says it with such seriousness that it's like, all right.
That's
cool.
probably why she's in the psych ward.
Yeah. So Chenard follows Ronson to talk to him, leaving Kyle with Christy, and then Chenard comes back, and Christy tells her that, and then he comes right back in and says, hey, I have to go tend to another patient. So he's just bopping around, but like, if you're leaving, like, you may maybe go back to the chick whose brain you left exposed, maybe going back to her, possibly, because he's just going from one person to another, not doing anything.
And he scrubbed down. He's good.
Yeah. But like I said, this chick looks like she's being like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, reformed or re-educated, like very Clockwork Orange style.
Gotcha.
Like she's like just sitting there all like all this shit, like forcing her eyes open, her mouth's open, her brain's exposed.
Aaron, you worked in a hospital, right? In surgery, surgeons always have closers. The doctor themselves don't normally do it. They're the
Correct.
specialists finish it, cut. They're cutters. They get in, they get out, and then
Correct.
somebody finishes the closes
Correct,
it up.
correct.
Right, but
yeah.
I get with normal. I get that with normal surgery. Like, hey, I have my appendix out, sew them back up. I'm done.
Oh, I didn't know you were a brain surgeon. This is abnormal surgery.
That's what I'm saying. Like the girl's scalp is gone. Like it's an exposed brain. I don't think some like second year med student's gonna come in and staple her.
I'd have
head
blown
back
on it and see like if her body twitch.
What?
Also, apparently,
So what's your name? Push down that spot. I don't know. Jenny. What's your name? I don't know. Jenny.
Horse noises.
I guess her head, like a human skull, consists of like big league chew. Because did you see those fucking weird brain meats?
Yes. And now, again, I saw that. I'm like, no.
It's like they're having fun. I get it.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I thought too.
my God, I'm part big
So
league chew.
now we're just skipping to Christy lying in bed at night, and she gets up and just leaves her room. She's in a psych ward, but apparently has the freedom to just wander around.
That's okay.
She has
No,
No,
nice.
that's accurate.
Okay. And she comes to she got the next room over, 2 doors down. She sees a girl in like her teens, maybe 16.
Oh, Brad Pitt.
Thank you.
Yes.
That fucking chick.
Are you guys
has-
shitting me? Bullshit, dude.
Oh, get
this is
fucked,
fucking
nerd.
Val Kilmer in a wig. And you know I'm right.
young Val Kilmer.
Yes, pre-cocaine.
She has a.
This is
fucking-
Icebox in a wig.
She has
Iceman.
a chin like a
Have you seen him
fucking
now?
bulldozer. She has a big chin. She's like Robert Nazar's little sister. There you go. Her fucking face looks like an inflatable pool. All right.
All right.
So Brad Pitt.
Looked like Robert Eger after the cancer. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck him in his soft wet mouth hole.
All right. So anyway, this girl Christy watches her, and she just sits on the floor working on one of these like 3D wooden like cube puzzles. And what you've seen, you know what I'm talking about. They're these little zigzag pieces of wood that all go together and make a cube. And she's solving this puzzle.
She suffers from puzzleitis.
Kyle comes up behind her and tells her about the girl who we learn has been here for 6 months, has no family, she gets no visitors, and seems to be mute and never speaks, and that a nurse just decided to name her Tiffany, and that's all she does is solve puzzles. And so I'm like, based on that, why the fuck is this girl locked up in a mental asylum? She's not crazy. She's just a quiet orphan who likes puzzles.
Puzzleitis.
She should be in like a foster care system or something.
Terminal
Not locked up
puzzleitis.
in a mental institution.
I do love
It makes
how
0 sense.
the doctor comes by, sees Kirsty, and says, "Hey, let me tell you all about this chick."
Yeah, so Dr. Confiant, let me open up her file for you. Let me just read it here.
But he does mention something to the effect of she saw extreme trauma. That's why she's silent. So she's had, she watched her. He fucking breaks it down. He's like, he watched her family members die in horrible ways. Blah. I'm like,
I don't remember him
Jesus
saying
Christ.
that, but I guess
This is, and I'm gonna say this as a fan of the movie. This is the start of the theme of the movie, where they don't go 30 seconds without saying either Tiffany's name or Kirsty's name, which I'm like laughing over here.
Fun
I'm
fact
like,
about that later.
I'm like,
Say it
why is
wrong.
he having such a hard time saying the name? They fucking say it 90,000 times.
Should that have been the drinking game?
Dude,
Yeah.
for real, if you're listening at home, take a fucking drink every time they say Tiffany or Kirsty. You're gonna be fucking hammered in 15 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes and you're out.
Also, terminal puzzleitis. Okay.
That's why she's there.
So Christy goes back to her room. She goes to sleep, and she starts having visions of a bloody, skinless man writing in blood on the wall. It says like, "Help me, I'm in hell."
hell. Help me.
All right, next
What
day,
a whiny bitch.
I want to use
Get
that
the
as
hell over yourself, Dad.
I want to use that as my Christmas card this year.
help me, I'm in hell.
Merry Christmas.
But I gotta say, the effect is awesome.
Yes.
Oh,
It
special-
looks fantastic.
Special effects of this movie, top shelf.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick, just to get out of the way. Because for this, is like I said, it came out in 1988, so honestly, it was probably made in like 86, 87.
Safe bet.
I will say the special effects and gore were really beyond what I was expecting. They're really good for, again, given the fact of the limitations of the 80s. Superb, I think, in this. Really, really good on that front.
The Hellraiser movies, the first couple ones.
Even the
anyway.
first one, like there's a scene in the
Yeah.
first one
Innovators.
where, like this, where like Frank comes back to life in the first one. He rises up as that skeleton.
And he cries like a little baby.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that's weird. But the special effect for that, again,
Oh,
for
it's
that
so
would have been
good.
what, 86, 87?
It's good.
It was really good.
It's slow because it's kind of that stop motion, but it looks fantastic,
Yeah.
like visually.
yeah.
yeah, all the
Dude, I love the skin suits. You know, it's the funny thing is like you would kind of expect, like, they look a little puffy. You sort of expect them to look a lot thinner since they're missing, 5 pounds.
No, that's
of skin.
why they got crackheads.
But you cut that shit open, it expands because it's exposed to air, and it looks realistic, and that's what I love about the skin suits.
The gore and special effects in this are really good for what I was expecting. I do give props for that.
Go ahead.
Okay. So next day we see Shenard walk around the hospital grounds, and he's doing his rounds around the hospital, and then he goes down to like Freddy's boiler room basement level.
It's the maintenance room.
It's like
It's maintenance.
This is fucking weird.
I forgot all about this. Even though I love this movie, I forget that when he goes down there, it's just instant fucking screaming and agony.
Yeah. This is where the super ultra crazies are locked up. But instead of being like I said, they could be locked up upstairs in a regular looking hospital. No, they put them in a boiler maintenance tunnel in these tiny, like, basically smaller than a janitor's closet. Yes, they're padded.
Get them off
but
me! Get them off
Jesus
me!
Christ. This is like inhumane levels of hospitals.
Like, these rooms are not big enough to lie
correct,
down
Aaron? Is this correct, Mr. Psych Ward?
No. Not from my experience, no.
I do hear these places are shitholes and worse than prisons.
The basement looks like, if you get off the elevator, if you go left, Freddy's boiler room. If you go to the right, it's the fucking Cult of Thorns shit from Halloween 6.
Yeah.
So you just go straight ahead into
But
crazy
straight ahead
town.
straight ahead is the pool.
I wouldn't fuck with that pool, man. That's how you get.
So yeah, and there's people just screaming, going. This is the ultra wackies are down here, locked up in padded cells. Kyle visits Christy, who tells him that her father is dead, but he's all alone and still suffering, sounding like a crazy person. Kyle goes to get Shenard to help, and Christy asks if he has a ticket to hell, because that's what you're gonna need to help him.
That's kind of badass, though.
Yeah.
Got a ticket to hell.
Sounds like a
Eddie Money song.
Two
tickets to hell tonight.
You think Eddie Money has to put up with this shit?
I would say
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, some definitely 80s metal or something like that.
Oh, that's like Wasp or something.
That's from Club Dread. You wouldn't know, you weren't there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Check out Here Comes the Spooky for the Club Dread episode.
Kyle reaches Shenard's office, and as he walks in, he hears him on the phone. He starts eavesdropping on his phone conversation with some random cop dude. And Shenard is making a deal with the cop so he can get his hands on the bloody mattress instead of it going to get locked up in evidence, and makes an agreement to have it delivered to his house. After the phone call, Kyle enters the office, and we cut back to Christy's room where Shenard and Kyle are there. They listen to her ramble on about shit from the first movie involving Julia, her father.
We got like a second
Frank.
recap.
Yeah, it's basically just the next few minutes are just pretty much recaps of the first movie and information dumps.
If I can interject here, I like how even the movie, and Marshall himself is focusing on the fact that it's a bloody mattress. Nobody's questioning the fact that they have these chains on it that seem to come from nowhere. These bloody chains with hooks at the end.
Yeah,
totally right.
They're just there.
You're totally right.
That's just normal for a mattress. The problem is that it's bloody.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right about that. I do comment on the chains there, but yeah, for some reason, there's chains coming out of this.
The cops are
mattress.
the same way. They're like, "This fucking bloody mattress." I'm like, "What about these fucking chains?"
Guys,
Meat hook chains.
Guys, it's simple. It's from a hemophiliac who has a sleepwalking disorder. There you go. It's perfectly
This is where the guy
normal.
who lived here before cleaned his fish.
with the fucking shotgun.
So where is it? So yeah, it's just, next few minutes are just story exposition dump, and Shenard says there's so much to investigate, so much for me to do, and he leaves. And we cut to Shenard's house. The bloody mattress is there now laying on the floor in his den, office / cult room. And this is where I said complete. This is where I noticed the chains and the restraints are tight.
His bro cave.
His bro cave. Kyle breaks into the creepy cult den office right after Shenard leaves and looks around at all the cult shit, which also includes not one, not two, but 3 different puzzle boxes on display, which I thought that was a little weird.
I do love his
Because
reactions as he's walking around. He just goes, weird. Is it fucking weird?
Yeah.
Pictures of the configuration on the wall. And
But it's like, I thought
flayed
there's-
people.
Again, I'm not. I will never say I am that versed on the Hellraiser universe and movies, but I was under the impression there's only one puzzle box.
Apparently not.
So is that a thing? Are there multiple puzzle
Let's talk
boxes
about
now? And
this
if there
for a
are, why
second.
does he have like
The
3 of
original
them?
Rubik's Cube, Hell puzzle box.
Yep. That's why we
It's
just
a lot fucking harder to solve than these
I
goddamn
comment on
boxes.
that one later too. Yes.
Dude, that's why you just take the stickers off so Pinhead doesn't show up. No, so like, do these other boxes, like obviously the laminate configuration, you know,
They're for different ethnicities. So the one takes you to African hell, the other one takes you to Chinese hell.
Oh,
Is hell separated by the races?
I mean, you read the Bible.
I
You
thought
tell
it'd
me.
be more like
Written by white people.
I thought it'd be like Catholic hell or Protestant hell or Jewish
Oh no, there's
hell.
white people hell. Jewish hell is where there's a calculator, but there's no equal button.
Wow.
well, I was gonna say maybe one like
Wow.
goes to heaven or something, and maybe doesn't say fucking racial slurs or you know.
But my thing is like also like I don't know like where
I
is
feel
the-
like we should clarify you're Jewish, so it's okay.
Yeah.
I can say that. It's okay.
I'm like, "Ugh,
My entire
geez,
wedding party wore yarmulkes.
We got a lot of
I've got
fucking heat for one
I've-
episode.
I've got video and photo proof.
I feel like I've got to
yarmulkes all day long.
clarify things.
It's okay for me to say. It's okay for me to say.
We're back for one episode, and we got canceled.
one episode.
I already got a
Yeah,
hate mail
we're
coming.
already
I
done.
swear to God.
It's
You're
okay
welcome,
for me to
guys.
say.
So yeah, Kyle finds this binder filled with other articles and finds an old picture of Pinhead before he was Pinhead and drawings of the puzzle box. But
It's Pinhead doing.
Well, don't forget, he touches the fucking bloody mattress. And this is a theme inside this movie. I don't know if it's a theme per se, but everyone in the 80s was just cool with touching blood.
yeah.
And then also tasting it.
Yeah, putting
Like
on their
Kirsty
lips.
does it.
Yeah.
She's
He
like,
does
"Oh,
it in
this
the
is blood."
room. The cops do it. Everybody's just licking
Everybody's
blood
just
everywhere.
fucking touching blood.
fucking mover at the end
Yeah.
does it.
And this shit, it's just the AIDS. This is like the height of like the
Right.
HIV, like
Right, yeah.
AIDS.
Maybe they're like, oh shit,
Pandemic.
I can get the gift. Oh yeah.
Is this AIDS blood?
Nope.
Nope, this guy didn't taste skinny enough.
He's more fatty
So
in his diet.
I got so many questions about the multiple puzzle boxes, but we gotta move on.
It's puzzling.
Shinar comes back with one. Shinar comes back in with one of the ultra crazy guys from the hospital that we saw earlier, and Kyle hides behind the curtains like a 4-year-old kid.
You can see his feet
You
sticking
can
out
see-
of shit
yeah, he's
too.
just there.
He's like,
He's like sneezing.
Chenard has the crazy dude who has these hallucinations like maggots crawling all over
Yeah,
him.
this is nasty.
guy's
This
having
is
a-
really
Sit down.
well done. I like
Great
this a lot.
effects here.
Yeah.
this dude's having
He has
a
him
bad
sit on the
time.
mattress and then gives him a straight razor, which a crazy dude uses to
He's
start
like,
like
"Get
just
him
like
off me, get him off
slicing
me."
his skin, trying to.
And
These
he's
maggot-covered
slicing
skin.
himself to pieces, but in his mind, he's cutting, basically removing the
The
maggots.
maggots, yeah.
He's got
cutting
meth
them off,
mites.
so
That's what it is.
Yeah.
and but he's just slicing the shit out of himself.
and it
it's,
looks-
it,
it
like
looks
it's pretty
great.
disturbing
Yeah.
after a while because it goes on for a hot minute.
Yeah, and he actually, I feel sorry for the crazy dude, man. Like, oh, that poor bastard. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
He's having a good time though.
And then and Chenard just stands there watching this, like intrigued and like, ooh, this is fascinating. As the guy screams, "Get him off, man! Get him off!" And he's just slicing his skin off. And then 2 skinless, bloody arms erupt from the mattress and grab the guy by
Sexy
the face.
arms.
Then legs burst out and wrap around the
Sexy
guy's legs, holding him
Sexy
down.
motherfucking legs.
And then, followed by the skinless, bloody face of a woman emerges from the mattress by the guy's head.
Sexy teeth.
Oh, right off the bat, I'm thinking UFC. I'm like, yo, she's got his back. She's got his back. She's gonna choke him out.
They straight fight a little bit too in this scene.
choke him out of the
Really
mortal realm.
lazy, sloppy, slip and
Slippery.
slide kind
Yeah.
of fight.
Apparently, nerve endings are super slippery.
So they both of them end up rolling off the mattress, and crazy guy tries to crawl away, but skinless chick gets a hold of him and basically ends up killing him. But like, kind of like doing like the Flash does, almost. She just sticks her fingers in and through the back of his skull,
And
and he's
coming.
just dead.
She's absorbing him.
Yeah.
Sure, that's what
I like
hands
how
do.
he's reaching for Kyle too, as if he
He's
knew
the
he was
cur-
there.
I don't
Yeah.
think I didn't get that. I thought he was just reaching for the curtain.
But it's at the exact spot that
Yeah,
Kyle
And
is
it's
at.
very dramatic because Kyle's behind the curtain, crazy guy's
"Don't
reaching
knock
for
me
it. He's
out,
like, oh
dude!"
shit,
Yeah, he's like,
I'm gonna
"Shit."
get caught. And as soon as he gets killed, or as soon as he gets taken away, he just goes, pew, dips on.
Fuck this place. This party's a little
I
too
love it.
real.
Feet don't
I'm
fail me
out.
now.
So the whole time, again, Chenard's just standing there watching all this with intrigue. He's more intrigued and fascinated than scared. And then skinless chick just turns to Chenard and says, "Help me." And he just kind of like takes his foot and just kind of like half-ass kind of kicks the mattress nudges the mattress towards her a bit, and she kind of
like it moves like 3 inches
Yeah.
towards her. Like that's a lot of help.
and she kind of flops on it, and then she
He
crawls
ain't touching no
onto
bloody
it.
bitch. He's the one that's not touching blood. He's a doctor. He knows.
Well, he's like Jesus. He helps those who help themselves.
Yes.
There you go.
She crawls onto it and like soaks up the blood like a lizard on a rock, soak it in the sun or something like that. And she looks at him and is like, "Don't be scared of me." Yeah. Oh, don't be scared of the blood. The skinless bloody bitch emerged from a mattress and just stuck her hand in the back of some dude's head. Like, but no,
I'm not
don't,
scary.
Don't have to be scared.
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared at all.
I'm a lot more like you than you
Yeah.
know.
You don't have to be afraid of me. I'm just a lady.
She's more afraid of you than you are of her.
So then we get a quick scene of Tiffany doing another puzzle. Then we go right back to Chenard's house the next morning, where skinless Julia is wearing a white suit.
It has to be white.
Oh my God.
Minus a shirt. I'm
The
like,
entire
why-
house is white.
Why not? What if he makes sense to put her in a black suit?
That's-
Why white?
The entire house is very white. It feels like an Apple store in the
That was the 80s, man.
I got
like
very American
Beetlejuice-esque.
Psycho, dude. American.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say, Crockett's gonna be pissed when he finds out what she did to her fucking jacket.
Yeah. Like
Also, did
Where's
she
Tubbs?
just leaving fucking like bloody prints? I'd be like,
Footprints,
bitch,
handprints
you're
on
a
the
guest
wall.
in my house, but clean the fuck up.
Stop
after
touching
yourself.
stuff.
Yeah, just stop.
Breaks the mirror.
Get some rubber gloves on.
Oh, you
her.
don't like the way you look? Get some skin, bitch.
Why do you have to
So-
touch the walls?
fucking skinless ass women? Ugh.
So,
I swear.
he
Bitches be
tells her-
skinless.
He basically ends up saying like, she's like, "Oh, I'm horrified, I'm terrified." No, he's like, "No, you are beautiful." And then they share a cigarette together, and then he wraps her up in gauze like a mummy, and they end up dancing for a minute, and then she places his hands on her ass, and they start making out, and it's fucking awful looking.
You
love
see
your-
skinless vag for a second
I love
because
your
the skirt gets
fat
lifted
I
up.
thought that was her ass. I thought that's her ass.
Was it her ass?
That's
Well,
her
I'm really
ass.
fucking hard to tell without fucking skin on.
Right?
But the kissing is terrible. It looks like both of them are trying to swallow each other's heads. It is the largest.
Oh, you've never made out
open-mouthed
with a
kiss-
chick without skin before? Because that's how you fucking do it.
Everybody's just into blood play in these movies because she had no problem kissing Frank in the first movie like that. Really bugs me.
Yeah. Well, it's not the fact she's bloody. It's like I've never seen such open mouth. It's like it's the biggest open mouth kiss I've ever seen.
Is that not how you kiss your wife?
No.
Mike, get over
Am
here.
I doing it right?
Let's show them how it's
Let's
done.
show them how it's done.
You suffer from a terminal puzzle like this.
And she basically says, then she looks at him and says, "Now I need skin." And that's it. And
Now
we
spit in my asshole.
hit my asshole.
Can you give me some Popeyes, but also give me some skin too? Oh, I'll just use the chicken skin.
There you go.
Just take the skin off.
Uh,
Chicken's up for grabs.
We go back to Chrissy. Kyle pops up as she gets out of the shower, which that's fucking creepy.
I know. I know she gets out of the shower and he's just chilling there like, sup?
It's like, just go back in the shower. I need about 20
This
more
guy
seconds.
looks like Tom Hanks on the Spectrum brother, dude.
Dude, he looks like the dude that played Jimmy Olsen from the old Superman flicks.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
then we'll do the Tom Hanks things too. That one.
Basically, he says like, "Hey, it's all true. Everything you said's right. Like, now get dressed. I'm getting you out of here."
Oh, they steal her clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes to check the clothes. She's like, "Fuck."
It's
it's
such a
like-
weird. Like, why is that even there?
It's my favorite line too. He goes, "I can get you some clothes.
I'm
a
a
doctor."
doctor.
I have a PhD in clothesology.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing.
But he does. He comes through.
He does.
Yeah, he
That
gets
whole
her a
sequence
fucking
is
Indiana
weird.
Jones costume.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That whole sequence is weird. One, he's creeping on her in the shower. Two,
He
why
probably took
are her
her
clothes
clothes.
missing? That makes zero sense.
You know what? That's probably some psych ward flex shit. Like, oh, New Meat's here. Let's steal her fucking clothes kind of shit.
Well, you know,
You
those
know,
plays
but
worse.
there's no. You don't see who steals them. There's no reason for them to be stolen. And then Kyle's like, "I can get your clothes. I'm a doctor." He's flexing his doctor swag.
I'm a doctor.
I'm
I
a
can get
doctor. I
clothes.
can get.
I'll use my big paycheck.
And then cut back to the chick in the surgery with her brain still exposed. Like,
She's like,
hello?
I would love that.
You know how this hospital works. Maintenance is
That's
actually
where he
the
got
psych
the
ward.
clothes.
The laundromat's really a fucking used car lot.
I just would love to watch him walk into that room where the chick's brains open. And it's like, "You gonna use these clothes? Because
Yeah, you're not using them right
you're
now,
not
right?
using them.
Call a doctor. I am a doctor.
And these are mine.
And then the janitor comes and just starts sweeping.
My brain's cold. Please cover it."
She's just hanging out going, it's a living.
Oh, the shit I see at this hospital.
So they talk. Then they talk about what Kyle saw at Chenard's office, and Christy insists on going back to Chenard's house so they can get her father. Because yeah, sure, why not? During this scene, Kyle
Where's her father?
basically okay. If you guys for some reason haven't seen Hellraiser, her father's dead. Her father was killed in the first one and like basically taken to hell, is what they're saying. So now I have to go to Chenard's house because apparently I can go to there. I can get to hell through Chenard's house. It's her logic.
According to the producers, he's allergic to paychecks.
Yeah, that which we talk about
So
that later.
that's not the dad from fucking Stepfather? Because he sure as fuck looks like him.
No, you see what you're talking about? Terry O'Quinn?
Yeah, you know all those white people look alike to me, man.
Says the Irish guy.
So,
What the fuck are you talking about?
and this is another weird thing with Kyle, because during this scene, like as they're talking about, Christy says something like, I have to help my dad or something. Kyle reaches out and like tenderly touches her chin in this romantic, creepy way. I'm like, are they trying to set up a romance with these two? Because we already, like, the writers, I guess, just again didn't care, forgot. Even though, like we mentioned earlier, the boyfriend is mentioned at the beginning of this movie. Oh, he was fine. He's he went home.
You know what,
She
Mark?
has a boyfriend.
You know what,
and
Mark?
Kyle's over
Steve.
here like,
He was probably a fuck boy. That's what it was. She got her nut off and then like, get out of here, you fucking bone.
but I think
Steve
that's so-
Holt.
but she, this whole time, she's like, she's begging for people to believe her about the Cenobites. But her boyfriend, who lived through the events of the first movie, experienced the Cenobites, saw firsthand.
He's out.
He's like, she's not saying I gotta go get Kyle or Steve. I need to get Steve to help because he knows what what happened. She's like, nope. She completely forgets about Steve. She doesn't bring him up ever again, even though he should be the first person. She's like, he knows what's happened. He can help out. He understands. And then you got creepy Kyle touching her chin, all fucking weird like.
We also did miss the dude who didn't believe her in the beginning, which kind of
Bronson?
is the reason that she's like pressing so hard, because he's like, don't give me any bullshit about your fucking demons. Where to send your boyfriend home. Also, sorry, my job makes me forget about my manners. Tell me about the dead bodies.
Yeah.
And that's
gone.
the reason that she's pressing so hard.
Tell him about the dead bodies.
Yeah, and Ronson you never see again after he leaves the hospital too. He's gone. But it's like, I saw so weird. Like she never was like, I need to go get Steve. We gotta go get Steve. He can help or he understands. She's just like, fuck him. And then you got creepy Kyle touching her chin. Like all of a sudden, like now they're a romantic couple.
Like, ooh,
I was like,
babe.
what is happening?
That's a bold move too, man. Touching someone's face like that. That's
Well, nobody's gonna believe her. She's crazy and he's a doctor.
Everybody's
so-
into blood play in this movie, all right? So being close like that
I
isn't
can
gonna
touch your
fucking make
chin
anybody flinch.
because I'm a doctor.
That's right.
But I just remember like
Cheek tone.
talking to girls and like I mean, even some girls saying, "Don't touch my face during sex because that's too intimate." I'm like, ooh,
So you just blow a load on their face and ta-da.
it's fine.
That's fine.
No, that's when you
fine.
blow a load in their stomach belly button, and then you take their finger and put it in it.
No, that's when you hold their eyelids open and you fucking hot glued jizz in their eye and they get the cock monocle.
It is a lot of effort.
That's a callback from the Driller Killer, dumbass.
Holy
I remember that.
Fuck, this just went off the rails like a muck train.
Terminal puzzleitis.
Fuck. God damn. So let's move on.
So he walks in, he's dressed like the Undertaker.
Son of a bitch, I was playing with fire.
Back to Chenard and Julia making out again as she turns away, walks over to some random naked chick now who's chained up in a room in his attic. And Julia reaches out, grabs the girl who screams. The camera pans across the room, and we see like a dozen other dead corpses hanging from chains.
Oh, the dead body.
Great special effects in
The
this.
dead body room?
Pretty good.
the
But it's
dead
like
body room, yeah. Like
they're all like different stages of decay.
Yes.
Yes.
Does not match
Yeah.
the theme of
And
the house.
I,
No.
I love the
decor,
like.
it really
he
messes
just
up
he
the
just
decor.
happens to have a murder room with a fucking wooden pole in the middle.
Well, that's when you buy houses, you ask.
Also,
so
I guess
which-
the chains are just normal. No one's questions it. Same like the fucking mattress.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Hellraiser movie. Chains come with the fucking DVD case.
It's like having a classic Victorian house house, but then you go into one room and it's just like bar stools and pinball machines and all kinds of crap.
Dead ass
like,
white bitches.
Yeah, my dead ass white bitch room.
What a lovely dead white bitch room.
Because you know when you're house hunting, that's the first thing you're like, "Where's the murder room?" You know, I don't need the kids in the bathroom. Where's the murder room?
But this whole scene, it's filmed well. The lighting is excellent. The whole cinematography about this is just wonderful. I love because you can actually see the shadows, the silhouettes of these dead bodies that are chained and stuck there, and they're real actresses.
But
That's
how
the
do you
cool
really feel?
It's all right.
Okay.
Anyway, it's
Dead
cool.
white bitch
It's a cool scene because, like I said, when you see it, all you see is the one chick who's naked, and then it pans, you see all the other dead corpses hanging
For a
there.
split second, I thought it was Ray Don Chong. Anyway, go on.
All right, and then after she kills this one girl, Channard just cuts the gauze off of Julia, and we see that she's back to her normal skin-covered self now, and her hair is all luscious and full volume too.
Her hair's way better in this movie.
She's been using Pert Plus. It's the 80s.
I was gonna say Vidal Sassoon, but
No,
you know.
straight from the Paul Mitchell handbook.
Paul Mitchell, that's the
Dude,
Paul
Vidal
Mitchell.
says, Don, moving on. Sorry.
I'm more of a VO5 guy myself.
I switched to
80s shampoos.
That's why you tuned in, right?
Yes.
I like to have sex with animals. Makes my coat shiny and smooth.
Okay.
All right,
He's doing it
that's
on
kind of
somebody
weird.
else's show.
Well, we're gonna timestamp that and mark that one for the evidence locker later.
Bring us back, Marsha. Bring us
Time
back.
passes. Channard leaves, and we see Kyle and Chrissy break into the cult den office room. Channard has like no security. This is like twice now. They just walk right into his house. And you think
Well,
somebody
Kyle had the key.
He's got a attic full of corpses, a dead woman walking, a demon hell woman walking around, an office full of like crazy sus cult shit, and he's just like, people are just walking into his house willy-nilly.
Well, because Kyle had the key to the window the first time. A window. It's like a giant
Did he have a
door.
key?
Yeah, he did. He had a key. Like
Okay,
Yeah, it's a
I didn't know
fucking
him.
brick.
All right.
Boom. There you go.
There's the key. So anyway, Kyle then immediately leaves Christy all alone. He's like, "You say I'm gonna go check out the house. Bye."
I'm looking for more white bitches.
Yeah.
Let's split up.
He goes upstairs and bumps into
Instead
Julia.
of out the door.
Yes.
Yeah, he bumps into Julia, and Julia is just like, "Oh, is he gone?" And
Yeah,
like,
she
starts
plays
playing
dumb.
dumb.
She
playing
plays
the
like
victim.
She
like
plays
she's
the
a victim.
She flipping that script?
And she lures him into the corpse room, where she just kills him by making out with him again, and it looks like she's trying to swallow his head. But I guess she kisses the life force out of him, kind
she
of like
puts
if
her
she
hand
puts
in
the
back
hand
of-
back of the head.
back
did
of the
she?
head,
I
yeah.
thought it was like an evil rogue. Like she
No.
was
And this was
kiss him
cool
and just
because the
suck it
camera
through.
pans around, and one of the things that's on this is like he's rotting away, right, in real time, and like his skin develops like pulsating boils on his neck. They look really
Ooh,
good.
say it again.
Pulsating boils.
And like, I know like the veins get all black and like thick and like
It's
it
pretty-
looks
it's
pretty
pretty
good.
metal.
It looks really good.
But it also makes me question why the fuck was this guy. Okay, maybe I get it. She's a victim. Boy, I feel bad for you. But you go in the murder room and she comes in and she's fucking chill and trying to put the moves on you.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be like, warning, warning, danger, danger? You just be freaking the fuck out. Yeah.
On aboard the murder train.
Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. Like he shows like no like, oh shit, something's wrong here. He's just like he's way too eager to like let this chick just start making out with him in a murder room with corpses hanging all over the place.
Well, she set the mood. She hung up her finest dead white bitches.
So, yeah. Anyway, so we go back to Chrissy, who hears Kyle's body thump on the fall, and when it hits the ground, she hears the thump from downstairs. But before she goes, yeah, exactly. Before she goes to look for him, she pockets the picture of Pinhead before he was Pinhead.
Was that just hanging out in the
It's
murder
just
room?
like she was going
Well,
through like
she was
the binder.
flipping
and
through the
stuff.
binders.
She was snooping.
She
I
was
gotcha.
snooping.
So yeah,
Fucking Detective McSnoopy tits.
but I also wonder, like, why
That's a
the
callback.
fuck
That is
is
a callback.
how does Channard know that that's Pin? Like, there's no.
Video game logic, Marshall.
I guess it is. It's like there's no reason he should.
This
know.
guy
Why
looks
would
familiar.
he have this picture
well,
of
she
Pinhead?
did. Yeah.
Chrissy might, if you stretch.
But he's
like,
into
oh,
it. I
like,
mean, you can see
that
he's got
kinda
fucking
looks like
puzzle
Pinhead
boxes.
without the pins in his head.
He's
I'm gonna take this.
He's into this stuff. He's totally.
But
on
how?
board
But,
with
looks
it.
like a doofus.
But as far as we know, this isn't like there is no Friday 13th Jason logic here. No Friday, there's not like when you go up to Camp Crystal Lake, Camp Blood, like it's dude, guys, Jason's there, stay away.
Right.
Not like Jason's a known thing in that universe.
Right.
Here, nobody knows Pinhead and Cenobites exist, so there should be no reason that people
But
are
he's like
No.
balls deep in it.
Yeah, technically not true, because here's what you could expect is what we've seen in the first one is that Kirsty summoned them and survived. So therefore, logically, we
Okay.
could
She
assume
narked-
that there are survivors that
she
have
narked
used
out
the
Frank.
limited configuration and come back, and they could then describe Pinhead and the rest
my
of the
God.
Cenobites.
All right.
Pinhead's
Yeah,
like
and-
Dog
and-
the Bounty Hunter.
And Frank was
But not
fucking
as
into it in the
racist.
first one, and you think, Frank's just seems like a Joe Blow
Maybe Frank's not the
asshole.
only guy that escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
right.
doctor, he seems way more.
There
type of guy.
has to be enough lore to make people interested to seek the limited configuration out in the first place.
Yeah.
Therefore,
Frank has some
logically there's
kinks.
got to be some sort of survivors.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I didn't think you're right.
And
That makes
that's my
sense.
sober moment.
But I'm bound.
Man, I'm looking at your graveyard. I'm surprised you have a
No,
sober
I
moment.
need to get like an applause sound effects, but give me. I'm just kidding. That's all I got right now.
I'll take an EI.
because I will take. Oh, you want an EI? Let me find an EI for
Wow.
you.
If,
You want an EI? You want an EI?
Oh no, that's DJ Ahorn. Why is that EI not working for me?
Speaking of EI, have you guys seen Nelly on the Burger King commercial?
There we go. There you go. There's your EI.
No.
Tell me about the
Yeah.
Burger King
Aaron,
commercial.
Tell me
So-
about the Burger King.
Burger King is making it's real people doing real things, and I guess they're using his real name. And so Nelly shows up dressed like fucking Nelly, like, "Hey, what's up? I'm her."
Did he have the Band-Aid?
Who would be?
No,
who else
he
would he be
didn't.
dressed like?
But then all of a sudden, out comes Nelly in normal like street clothes,
Like a
and
goddamn
his name
Saint
is like I
lunatic.
forget. It's like
Nelly, it's Nelly.
David
Don't tell me. La, 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 la,
David
la, la,
Billy
la, la,
Jr. or
la,
something like
la,
that.
la, la.
And he's like, "Hey, I gotta be real because this is a real meal." But
I have not seen that,
How was that
it's-
like?
it's-
and I don't think I
ridiculous.
want to see that.
Yeah,
No.
back to Hellraiser. That was terrible.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Sorry, it's the most recent Nelly thing he's done
His story
since fucking.
Hellraiser will be
But your
right
face is
back.
nice.
So
Thank you. That's all I care about.
anyway, Chrissy pockets a picture of Pinhead, and she moves on, and she ends up finding Kyle's body in the corpse room, and Julia's there, and just pops up, and she's already there, and she's like, and she tells Chris, like, "Hey, you got good taste in men," wonk wonk, and that she's no longer the wicked stepmother, now she's the evil queen. Christy screams, charges Julia like she's gonna attack his charger, and then Julia just gives Christy the backhanded pimp slap from hell, which knocks Christy out cold.
Your skinless woman has evolved.
She's got skinless strength.
That's right.
What are you getting jealous?
And then so
Keeping tabs.
Chenard now he comes back saying it's my turn, and he leads Tiffany into the room, who for some reason doesn't seem to notice or just doesn't give a fuck about the bloody corpses hanging from chains.
Oh, no,
she's
dude,
completely
she's broken.
completely emotionless. She's like, okay, whatever.
Terminal
They might as well be like,
puzzleitis.
these might be able to be ferns hanging from potters at this point to her. And then it just cuts to Tiffany alone, sitting on the floor in the cult den with the puzzle box, while Chenard and Julia watch from like a hidden window, like Scooby-Doo villains behind a picture or something.
For real.
After several boring moments of watching her just sit there, Tiffany opens the puzzle box. And at this point, I'm like, can we really even call this thing a fucking puzzle box? Because all it takes to open a goddamn thing is to push the one circular button it has in the middle of it, and it fucking opens. There's no puzzle about this thing. There's no zippity Rubik's Cube, turn here, twist there, do that. It just push the button and it opens. How is this a challenge to anybody?
It seems like you
Tell
have
me
to-
how you really feel.
Seems like you have to finger it a little bit. You gotta
lick your thumb.
You gotta
Just
rub your finger around
Rub
the
it
G
around a
spot,
little bit.
around this G spot, and then you
take
push
your
the button
finger
and it
you
opens.
put it under the box, and I'm done.
Yeah, and that's we said it earlier. It should be easier. It should be harder than a fucking Rubik's cube.
Yeah, it
the
should
opening
be.
gates of hell should be harder than a Rubik's cube.
Yeah, but
Could I
every
trouble you for
every
an alcohol
fucking
beverage?
a squirrel could open that goddamn box.
Maybe that's why there's so many survivors and so many people know about it, because it's just that
Everybody's
fucking
opening
easy.
it.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't see a lot of squirrels in the later Hellraiser sequels, though.
Right? In the realm of Leviathan. I
But
don't see a
because
lot
they
of
all opened the
squirrels.
boxes, and Pinhead was like, "God damn these squirrels! They just killed them all."
as fuck.
We have such wonderful acorns to show you.
So all the glass in the room violently explodes and shatters. Wind tosses books and papers all around the room.
Making a goddamn
and
mess.
the walls slide apart and open doorways to like a illuminated stony tunnel, and the Cenobites emerge from it. Tiffany again just sits there on the floor, like as the Cenobites surround her. She's like, all right.
You guys got any puzzles?
Yeah, it's like
'Cause I'm like super into puzzles right now.
not a care in the world. Pinhead enters last, and he's like tells the others to
So
wait.
you get Chatterbox,
Yes.
Butterball,
Yes.
the woman,
the bald
female.
woman, yeah,
the female, and then
Pinhead comes in.
And Frasier.
Hellraiser, yes.
And
Hey,
then
baby, I hear the news are calling. No skin
Pinhead's
and
just
some
like-
scrambled eggs.
he comes in, he's going, Lilith.
And you open the box.
Pinhead just tells him like wait, and it's not hands that caught us, it is desire. And
Exactly. It's not he who opens the box or she who opens the box. It's
No.
wanting to be in our realm.
He said,
Who's the one who wants it?
he
Yeah.
said, you desired to catch these hands. That's what he said.
all right, Braun Strowman, and and he turns his head to where Chenard and Julia are hiding, but they're no longer there. They like skedaddle. They're like hanging out some dark corridor or somewhere, like a secret passage or something. I don't fucking know. It doesn't make sense. The puzzle box closes as Christy wakes up, and she sees the room like changing. And it's kind of like, I don't know, kind of a Silent Hill esque. Like it's there and it's starting to change, and all there's like these it changes in front of her. She ends up in the cult den. Everyone's gone. She grabs the box, heads down to one of the new.
Not even scared. She's like, there's the box. Good. There's a doorway to hell. Boom, I'm in it.
I'm in it. Yep. Just
Maybe
goes
there's
Didn't even get a second thought.
Maybe there's some puzzles. down
She
there, you know.
she's calling out for her dad as she runs down the hallway. Tiffany's also wandering around alone down these strange new hallways, and this is where shit starts getting weird and surreal. And it's gonna be
Now it gets weird.
Now it gets weird. So it could be a little problematic to probably fully describe all this, but we'll do our
It's
best.
fucking messy.
Tiffany ends up at a dark, twisted carnival for some reason.
In Juggalo
Yeah.
show.
In Juggalo Land.
And her mom's
I got like
And-
visions of like.
Yeah, and she's in the Hall of Mirrors, and the mirrors start filling out visions of.
I was thinking fucking Rob Zombie's.
Really bad movie. Oh wait, that's all of them.
The second one, the
Blood
not
of
House of
Devils-
a Thousand
House-
Corpses.
Halloween
Devil's-
2.
Devil's Rejects.
Devil's Rejects. I was
It had a
thinking
ghost pony.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fucking ghost pony.
Still haven't seen it.
Don't.
Don't. You should watch Driller Killer instead.
You should get dental work.
That might be
done
our Halloween
instead.
movie this year. We might just do Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 for a Halloween episode.
Sure,
this
I'm in.
year.
Weird Al Yankovic's in it. I'm in.
He's in it too.
I'd rather handle the AIDS monkey bones without gloves.
Or lick some fucking mattresses.
So, like I
from
said,
this
she enters
movie.
the Hall of Mirrors, and all the mirrors fill with visions of, like, I guess it's like we're supposed to be her mom.
Ish mom.
And she's like, and she keeps saying, "Help my daughter, help my daughter," over and over and over again. And then there's like this old timey clown sitting on his ass juggling eyeballs, and
That was cool.
A giant floating baby who's sewing
That was
his
not
own
cool.
lips shut.
This is-
That looked like shit.
This
That
was-
was a plastic.
Yeah, that's a
as
plastic fucking
fuck
doll.
baby.
Yeah, it's a plastic doll.
Yes, the Crawling Dead. Eamon Harvey and Missy Dawn shout out had a better baby doll.
But the juggling clown with like his hands full of pools of blood with the eyeballs, that was cool.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, his eyes were. He was juggling his own eyes.
Yeah, that was neat.
This is an edgelord meme, just fucking wet dream.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the baby stitches mouth shut.
And then a demonic clown laughs. Not different clown, not the one who's juggling. A different clown. This looks more like a juggalo clown.
Killer matte paintings,
Just starts laughing and then shatters a mirror, and Tiffany's back in the stone hallways again.
Did you guys hear Shaggy 2 Dope has cancer?
No.
Yeah.
I did hear
Could
that.
happen to a finer
Yeah,
person.
but
Cheese and rice, Marshall.
I have to say, my opinion on Insane Clown Posse has changed considerably.
Since you started hanging out with the
No.
Was
Yeah,
it in his
it's-
funny bone?
I keep reading articles and articles and articles about how they're really accepting people and actually
Except
really
for
good.
pedophiles and murderers.
And
Well, that's
Eminem.
the cutoff. And he knows what he fucking did.
They seem to
Not
be
okay? Is
seem
that
to
your
be-
problem with it?
No, and that's why I don't
hate-
like the Juggalos, because they don't like pedophiles and children murderers.
Your thuggish, ruggish bone?
Okay, just give that up.
But I hate their music. I think their music sucks. But it seems like they're an accepting group of people. So
They are crazy accepting.
You should say that again when we're outside with our baseball bats in the dark alley.
I have a T-ball bat.
All right, moving back on.
And that's how
Anyway,
we got beat
This
up.
Tiffany-
episode is all
That's
over
how we
the
got
place.
beat up and our bat stolen.
Tiffany ends up in like this MC Escher like maze area.
Yeah.
Straight,
Totally.
straight up.
No, I'm sorry, sir. You played Final Fantasy VII. This is clearly the City of the Ancients.
Yes.
Fuck you guys. It's definitely Jareth's Labyrinth.
All three. I thought about the labyrinth
Snort the
too.
magic dance.
The voodoo, power of the babe.
Who do you voodoo, bitch?
Yeah,
Grab
all
your kids,
three
grab
of
your
them.
wives.
City of the Ancients, the Labyrinth from Labyrinth, and an
Whatever
MC
make-
Escher painting. All three of them.
Whatever makes
all
you
of them
happy.
work. They all work.
That reference.
We go back to Christy running through the endless hallways, and then suddenly she's back in her childhood home looking at pictures of her mom and dad. The pictures begin to bleed, and the picture of her mom turns into a picture of Julia. Blood and bugs start pouring out from the walls and pictures. She screams for help and is then just back in the stone hallways with Cenobites closing in around her. They exchange some dialogue about her father and personal hells and all this shit.
This is cool because she escaped the Cenobites in the first one by exchanging
a
her
deal.
life for Frank, and then they betrayed her. They were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna actually capture you," and she escaped. So in this one, like the Pinhead's like, "Look, we want to taste your flesh. We're gonna have it no matter what. You are not gonna escape this time.
Why did you
Explore hell to your fucking heart's content."
Why did you
Just-
sound like
I
Mr.
don't think
Krabs
that
when you
was-
said
That's
that?
why I feel like this is the Frasier of fucking,
But it's cool.
spooky people.
Like it's
And
letting
that's
you know like
why
there's
Frasier's
impending
fucking
doom.
cool.
For her, there's no escape. She's there in
Damn,
hell.
you're not
They're
wrong.
gonna get
You're
her.
not wrong.
And even though she's an innocent, that's not what's important to the Cenobites. It's all about just souls.
So, like, knock yourself out.
Yeah,
Go explore. We got all the time in the world.
I hope I have. I guess I could ask now, but I'm probably extremely. I don't understand. I guess
This plot?
the plot, but I don't understand like, the Cenobites. I just again maybe if I watch 3 or something, they explain more. I don't understand the
Kind of hierarchy.
the hierarchy and the motivation. Like it just seems like the Cenobites are like after. They're there to punish the guilty and the sinners and all that stuff. Like
No, they're
Frank
just there to-
and Dr. Chenard. But then you got Tiffany, who they let Tiffany go,
Dude, this shit
for the
gets
most part.
confusing
And
as
then
fuck.
Christy was an innocent, but now they're like, you haven't really done anything
Tiffany-
wrong, but now we're gonna kill you
Think
anyway.
of Tiffany as a
So,
mental
like,
patient who innocently solved the puzzle box, as were Kirsty solved it on purpose multiple times.
To fuck over Frank in the first.
She wanted to go there. Tiffany had no desire. She just saw something in front of her and was like, "Let me do this." Right? Kirsty wanted
but
to
Christy
solve it
did
on
for
purpose.
the right reasons.
Doesn't matter. She still had motivation to solve it. And
Tiffany is just an
that's what
aid
they
worker in Afghanistan trying to help people.
Yeah.
Wound up in a horrible situation.
With that,
Kirsty was like, "I want to go to hell to get my dad," and fucking Pinhead's like,
All right.
"Cool, you're just not leaving. I'll let you get here. That's not a problem."
All right. I see it. For that point, I can accept that. All right, so and moving on. They like Eric
She
said.
explains it in 3 in a like.
Okay,
There's a bunch.
I
of
need to
flashbacks.
watch 3. I said, but okay. Like Eric said, they let Christy go. Like go explore, do whatever there. But
Because you ain't going
But
nowhere.
then he turns the puzzle box into some sort of like angular, geometric looking dagger.
This
thingy
part's weird.
For like
oh, this part. This is when the movie
so
gets weird.
it's just weird. It's
There's no reason for this to happen.
Then we go back to Julia and Chenard walking down a dark stone hallway. The sounds of baby crying echo down the corridor, so that's weird.
time I
Julia's
close my
dress
eyes.
looks like they just wrapped her in a sheet at this point. The two of them come to a room where 2 guys and a girl are having a 3-way sexcapade in a hot spring, while
Yeah,
and then
Hell's not as kinky as I thought.
yeah,
it'd be.
Chenard just watching this, and then the girl getting tag teamed turns into Julia, who turns and looks at Chenard while getting banged by 2 guys. That's where, and then Julia, who's staying behind him, whispers into his ear, "Come, I have such sights to show you," and then it cuts away.
So that threesome pool thing that fucks me up because one dude is like turned absolutely backwards.
Yeah,
so
like he's got
is
his
his
back
dick
to
so
him.
long? It's like he's fucking.
I thought it was a
number.
1 dude and 2 chicks.
They're sharing a double-ended dildo. He's getting pegged.
Where's Jennifer Connelly?
We need to send
Where's
her a birthday
Jareth?
card.
Jeez.
Coming back. This is actually a fucking prequel to the Labyrinth.
We need to send her a birthday card.
I'm missing something in that. I don't know how we went from double-ended dildo pegging to Jennifer Connelly. So
And her birthday.
Requiem for a Dream.
oh, I
Jennifer
haven't seen that
Connelly.
one. Okay, I
She's
haven't
also
saw
in Labyrinth.
Yes.
Jareth connection.
And we're back.
Nachos wins.
Well, what's Requiem of a Dream have to do with anything? Because I haven't seen it. So
Double-headed dildo.
Double dong.
It's
Double
the
dong.
only
Okay.
cool
She
part
double
of the
dongs for a
movie.
pile of cocaine.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like,
The
I like
cocaine.
cocaine, but I would not do that.
You sure?
Yes, you would.
Yeah.
Has anybody asked you?
Depends on the quality.
Has anybody asked to
Listen,
ask
birthday
you?
boy, you got 3 hours after this?
You're gonna be walking like
Yes.
a cowboy when we're done with you.
Let's test
So-
that.
Sorry,
theory.
Marshall.
That's fine. Tiffany and Christy end up finding each other in tunnels, and Christy tells Tiffany that she has to close the box, but they have to help each other out to do it. So blah blah blah. They team up. Julia,
They say each other's name a whole bunch.
yeah, they do. Julia and Chenard end up on the top of like the MC Escher maze, where a huge floating obelisk thing with black shadows or
Lasers?
tendrils or energy.
It's the lament
something.
configuration as it's currently appearing.
See, I kind of got it like that was Leviathan
Well, that's
from the
we're
Leviathan.
coming up on that.
Okay.
So yeah. So Julia says that this thing is the
Confused.
god that she served in his world and in this one, the Lord of the Labyrinth, her god Leviathan.
Jared.
So that's where that comes from. So this giant obelisk is supposedly Leviathan. Chenard then suddenly turns black, like outlined in gold, like some weird zippity weird doodah special effect here that's really odd. And he gets a series of fast flashbacks and visions, which I'm not going into. Julia makes out with him some more.
Well, this is when we see he's basically his life in review, like when it was like, oh, my life left before my eyes kind of thing. You're getting the backstory that he's actually not. He's a doctor, but he's really a serial killer.
No, dude, somebody hit the altered estates fucking
what?
effect
Serial
switch.
killer? Who?
Yeah, so he murdered a bunch of people. That's what you see in the flashbacks.
Yeah, I mean,
One
it's-
of them being Tiffany's mom.
Oh,
in
shit in
front
my
of her.
mouth, you're right.
He's the reason why her family's dead.
The reason
And
for the
it seems
season.
like it's one of those situations where
I missed that completely.
It happens
I
real
remember.
fast.
I see
Yeah.
the
Dude,
the
there's-
mom saying, "Help my daughter," and you see a gloved hand cover her mouth, and that's it. I never saw anything
and
else.
it's the Man in Black.
Dude,
From
I don't see her get.
Halloween 5.
I never see her get killed, and it's just.
It's
a
in this
hand covers her
flashback.
mouth.
It's in this
And-
flashback.
Oh.
He fucks with her brain.
I did
Puts
like
her on the
this
table.
because it does.
I didn't know that was his mom. Like it's so fast and so not.
Oh, it's quick. It's quick.
I missed all of that.
But there's
thing.
several instances of physicians and doctors being, really borderline between, genius and madness, and obviously
Well, they made a whole
sometimes the two
documentary on
blend
that
between.
on, like,
It's
Amazon or
you see this
something.
guy who's obviously a doctor who is very well respected.
David
and he's been
Cronenberg
taking
from
care of
Nightbreed. There you go.
taking care of tons of people, but he's also just enough crazy that he's going to be killing people.
All
I
right.
had one surgeon that I knew about that like that, and man, that guy kind of creeped me out.
What's his name and address?
He moved to Alabama. He left for
Alabama
Alabama not very
surgeon.
long after
Ugh.
he fucked up a surgery in St. Louis.
Damn. That's messed up.
Do we have to edit that out of the episode?
It's getting weird.
No, but let's move on.
Okay, let's
All right, so Chenard is like, "Help me," and Julia says to him, "Why do you think I was allowed to come back?" As a giant puzzle box that kind of looks more like a sarcophagus rises up behind Chenard and opens. Julia says,
part's
goes
cool.
to say, "It wanted souls, and I brought you," and then pushes him into the open sarcophagus puzzle box thing that's filled with hooks and fleshy alien-looking slug-like things.
Yeah, this is weird.
That grab onto Chenard with their hooks, claws,
The
and
garrote wire that goes across his face.
And,
that's
like-
true, yeah.
octopus-looking suction cups. And then this huge multi-syringe contraption stabs him in the back with all these tubes and shit. Chenard gets pumped full of some kind of blue and green liquid or some shit.
Out
while
with
these
the red, in with the
fleshy
blue.
clawed tentacles hold him in place. And then then several piano wires or something are lowered down in front of his face.
He gets
And-
Luca Brazzi all over.
yeah, and they wrap around his head and begin digging cutting into his flesh, his neck, his face, his head. Julia stands there in front of him, just gloating, and said, before saying goodbye, doctor, another hook tentacle thing goes down his throat. Julia smiles, walks away as the box sarcophagus thing with Chenard in it
That is
begins
hard.
to
Because, as he's
descend.
going down, he's it's really in his fucking mouth. And he's really going on screen. That's kind of
Just
cool.
tonsil deep.
So Christy and Tiffany end up outside Christy's old house. Christy tells Tiff to wait for her while she goes in to look for her father. She goes in the front door. The house turns into some sort of ancient-looking burial chamber.
Sex den.
Yeah,
Oh my God, this
these
fucking part.
illuminated plastic cube blocks thing come rolling out from these alcoves.
Oh, the
On the blocks are these naked women covered with white sheer see-through cloth.
And most of them are big titted
Yeah,
bitches.
I'm okay
Good
with
for
that.
them.
I'm okay
This
with this.
in and out is supposed to be animating the penis entering and leaving a
Yeah.
vagina.
I refer to them as the fluorescent fuck flumes.
There you go. The bodies
It's your
like
symbolism.
they're writhing around and moaning in pleasure like they're having an orgasm. And Christy comes up to this vanity covered in makeup with a picture of Frank on it and a mirror. And on the mirror, written in blood, are the words, "Help me, I'm in hell again." Frank now comes out from the shadows with a switchblade, attacks Christy.
Is there any more 80s knife than a switchblade?
Everybody in the 80s had a fucking switchblade.
Right?
A stiletto knife. Dude, they're
Yeah,
so
the
illegal.
stiletto
Even then, they
shit.
were fucking. They've been illegal since the 50s.
Mike
But it's
told
just
me.
Everybody had one.
Such an 80s knife. I loved it. When I saw that, I was like, ee.
How are you like?
I didn't realize they're actually illegal, but okay.
Oh, they're very illegal.
Yeah, because they're like an automatic weapon or some shit.
It's so dumb.
That's very dumb.
But you can carry on a fucking like
Right.
other knives.
Hey,
and
man,
shit.
I don't make the rules.
That's weird.
Just let you know what it
It's
is.
stupid.
So
It's just too cool.
It's too cool.
Those greasers are too cool.
Also,
we have to make those knives illegal.
Don't eat 30 minutes after swimming.
That knife is sexy as fuck. It's illegal now.
So Frank like gets her up against the wall, tells her that this is his hell. All the sliding blocks with naked chicks on come rolling out of their alcoves. Only
Bitches
now
I can't touch.
The white sheets are covering them are bloody, and the chicks are still like all in an orgasmic
So wait,
state.
he says it's his personal
Yeah,
hell.
Frank-
so he
hell.
just
Frank tells Christy that they are here to tease him. They
Big titty
promise
bitches
forever.
I can't touch.
They promise forever, and they can never deliver.
So his personal hell is just to be cock teased.
He sounds like a fucking incel.
he's just he's a sexual deviant. So
It
he's
sounds
not,
pretty minor. Really, it sounds pretty tame. You got a pretty cool fucking room, beautiful lighting.
Candlelit lighting, yeah.
I mean, everything's nice.
The lava
And-
worm didn't go
yeah,
up my
you
ass
get- you
this
get some
week.
girls
I just
going,
can't fuck these ghosts.
Mine would be a room where I'm with a bunch of my friends waiting on a guy trying to fix a bunch of microphones.
That is a pretty wild personal hell.
personal hell. That
And the
sounds
clock just
absolutely
keeps
terrible.
on ticking.
Well, your suffering will be legendary even in hell.
Yeah, even in hell.
I can't.
So yeah, and at this point, and then Frank says, "That's why you're here." He says that to Christy, and at this point, another block rolls out. This one is unoccupied. It's so basically supposed to be Christy's block. Christy kisses Frank, saying, "Okay, don't hurt me. I'll do anything." He lets go of her, and she goes over to the block, rips the that cloth off of it, and says, I'd rather burn. And then she tosses the cloth onto some lit candles, and this cloth must have been made from TNT or coated in nitroglycerin or something, because once it hits
whole
the
room.
flame, it fucking explodes.
All the women.
Everything just explodes.
Everything,
in
the
this
whole room catches on fire. That was like a lucky guess. Like, let's see if this works.
It's made
Frank's picture catches on fire. The lipstick.
Yeah,
that-
I get
Everything's
symbolism
on
and
fire.
shit, but what the fuck is happening
Frank
here?
starts screaming as he begins to melt.
Yeah.
And he starts peeling his
Magnificent
face skin off. And suddenly all the fires just go away. They just disappear as soon as they start. They're just gone. And there's Julia holding on to Tiffany. What? Huh? Why? Julia and Frank have a bit of a reunion here. They talk. They exchange some shit from the first movie. But she ends up killing him by ripping out his heart, Kano style.
Dude, yeah. She straight up like reaches into his skinless body, pulls out his heart, gives a little squishy squish. Now, is he
And
dead?
she says
Dead?
it's nothing
is
personal,
he,
babe.
I mean, he's in hell. He's dead already. Though,
Yeah.
does he get eliminated? It's like he basically his
Nope, you're
lights
double
turned
dead
out?
now. You're for
Yeah,
real.
you're double-
dead
you're
now.
double
Or does he
dead.
just like go to like the respawn checkpoint? Like what?
Right.
If you're in
I'm
hell,
curious.
how are you dying
Because
again?
she tells Kirsty or Christy Alley or whoever the fuck, like, oh, no, that wasn't your dad. That was me. And, like, he's dead. Don't be stupid. But we're in hell, and I'm, like, triple dead or
Yeah.
Again,
just
so many questions about this franchise and the logic here.
They're
I don't-
running real
And as soon
loose
as
with
Eric
this
gets out of the fucking pisser,
Can
maybe
I-
we can get some more insight.
Can you
but-
die twice and get sent to hell twice?
if you
summoned me.
if you have the amulet, you can respawn at least twice.
Yeah, I don't. It makes no sense.
What's your question? How can I answer it, sir?
Well, we were talking about. Okay, so Frank, they're in hell. Frank's
Right.
already dead.
Sure.
He gets his heart ripped out, so he's dead again. So how do you die in hell again if you're already dead?
So, here's the thing: he's not. So what
He
happened
had a
is at
max
the end of the
potion.
movie, he'd actually taken over the dad's body. He'd resurrected fully. right? He had resurrected fully. He was ready to go. But when Kirsty, goddamn, you got me doing it now, you son of a bitch, had sold him out to the Cenobites,
yes,
they summoned him back to hell. They pulled him right back, right? No torturing or nothing. They just split him apart, like, boom, you're back in hell.
just when you thought you're out of it.
Here's the theory behind the purpose here, is that if he gets Kirsty back, she's going to take his place. It's his blood, right? Genetically. She goes on the she goes on the same slab.
Cenobites, and they're just putting up in like a hotel, a Red Roof Inn for a little bit in hell.
No, because
living in
not
hell,
a guess, because
alive.
he's in his own personal hell.
But he's still alive.
Yes and no. If he gets Kirsty on the slab, because that's why he's trying to summon her in hell. That's why he's trying to pretend to be the dad.
This sounds like sloppy writing.
He's gonna get her in there. He gets to come back again.
Okay, so that's my next question, because we never see her dad. In this movie, she never finds him.
He was the one that pretends to be her dad at the very beginning.
Okay, so the version she sees,
Skinless Frank.
Skinless
Frank.
Yeah,
Frank.
It's Frank. Mm-hmm.
So then her dad,
getting Kirsty back would free him then from hell, and he could escape in her place.
So fucking confusing.
But that's when Hellraiser.
But so then where's her dad? Her dad, who was killed in the first one.
He's in his own personal hell.
And Pinhead says that he's in his own personal hell.
Pinhead covered that. Pinhead said, "You can't find him.
You'll never find him.
You'll never find him."
Okay, let's go back there though. Why is he? What did the dad do? Why is dad in hell?
Because he's just an unlucky son of a bitch.
Frank killed him.
Shit
luck.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do anything wrong in the first movie.
Poor son of a bitch.
So why is he going to heaven?
Because Frank fucked him. Frank sent him
he should be in heaven then.
Jesus Christ, this goddamn movie.
Hey, don't ask me, man. Ask God.
Why does Cenobites have control over the souls then? If this is a soul thing, it should be like...
Think of it this way: if you die by the hands of
what's
somebody from hell, you're going to go to hell.
St. Peter should be like, nope, you're going to hell, and then the Cenobites get their hands in them.
Think of it in American Horror Story terms, right? If you die inside the hotel, you're stuck in the hotel.
But he didn't die in hell; he died in Earth.
So no, but think about it this way: if you die by somebody who's trying to free themselves from hell, you're going to hell in their place. It's part of a soul exchange, basically.
What the fuck?
But it's not 1 for 1. It's like 5 for 1. I need 5 souls for my one.
Get
the dry erase board.
We need a fucking flow chart for this movie.
I'm pulling a nachos. I'm raising my hand.
What's up, Chief?
Have you guys seen the Rick and Morty episode with the Hellraiser?
Dude, that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because they fucking nailed it. Because we're doing the same goddamn thing. We're going back and forth. Everything's confusing. Everything's bizarre. It's ridiculous. Let's just move on.
All right.
Look, I'm going to defend this movie to you guys. Fuck all 3 of you. This movie rocks. You guys suck.
Let me just write it off my cue card.
All right,
this movie just invents new rules whenever it wants.
It's like the NFL's relocation guidelines.
Listen to me, all right?
That's topical.
I haven't seen it.
This movie's cool. Jason Voorhees is scared of water. Piss off.
You can drink my piss, you clown.
All right,
I
move
feel
on.
like this is going to start fights.
These pants are coming off.
Fights, nothing. I'm about to end one.
All right.
Bring it.
All right, so Frank's dead. We're moving on. Tiffany and Christy, they take off running down a maze of tunnels. From out of nowhere comes a windstorm, tempest, vortex. That tries to like suck them away.
Sandstorm.
Julia.
I know you hate him.
Julia finds the weird transformed puzzle box dagger thing, and we see the box sarcophagus that took Channard
so fun.
rise back up. It opens, and out comes the newly transformed Cenobite version of Channard. Now, this is where shit gets even weirder than before, because now these slimy alien worm things show up.
But before that,
That's
I
a
love
dick
his
movie.
line. I love when he comes out and he goes, "To think I resisted."
Yeah.
That was fucking dope.
Was good.
That was
a good-
awesome.
that was a good line.
oh,
It's like when you're
shit.
fucking a chick and she sticks a finger in your butt.
To think I resisted.
And not the effects of his powers, but he himself looks good.
Yeah. Kind of blue.
Sort of.
Little
yeah, he's
bluey.
bluish, little blue.
Well, he did get injected with Windex.
He did straight up, man. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Antifreeze, yeah, whatever.
Whip out.
Out with the red and with the blue. Yeah.
You heard that.
So, where so like I said, he's got these slimy alien worm things that show up with these fanged mouths and like spinning spiky tongues that spin around.
They're
like
his fingers.
like a blade, like a blender's blades.
They're his fingies.
A giant one of these things latches onto the top of Dr. Channard's head, and he wears like a fucking Kentucky Derby hat.
This is the weirdest part, because like he moves around throughout the entire dimension of hell, and it's like, How's he getting through doors like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, what's it
Exactly.
connected to? A USB port or
Yeah,
some
like,
shit?
it's like it's really fucking weird looking. We go back to Christy, who's trying to hold on for dear life from this wind vortex. Julia just saunters up, basically. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And says that you can never hold on to anything for very long anyway. Christy just like, "Fuck you, bitch." She lets go and allows the wind vortex like suck her away.
That's
but
hilarious.
it like
that little skeleton.
but she like lets go and she just slams into Julia.
Oh,
Which
right.
then knocks Julia into the vortex a bit, and Chrissy bounces off Julia onto the side of a wall where she grabs onto the wall again, reaching out for Tiffany. Julia has
Part 1 of 2 of my favorite parts right here.
Julia has a pretty easy time going against this wind vortex. So because
She's got hell powers.
Yeah, Tiffany and Julia are like hang on for dear life, and Julia's just like just kind of making her way. For some okay, at this point, Julia then she makes it to Tiffany, who for some reason takes Julia's hand.
Yeah, like they're old buddies or
yeah,
something.
I don't understand this. Like,
No, she's eyeballing the Lament configuration. She's trying to. She wants to grab that.
Ow.
So
Yeah.
Julie's holding it.
grabs onto Tiffany. Chrissy grabs Tiffany's other arm and tries to pull her away from Julia like a tug of war thing. At this point, Julia's skin begins to rip open her back skin, like
so
slices
awesome.
down, like it rips off her back, and all of her
Wugget.
skin gets ripped off her like a glove getting ripped off a hand, and Julia's now skinless body gets sucked away
Like a
by the
hot
wind
wing.
vortex,
Her
and her
boneless
skin
ass.
and her skin sack just like flumps
Just-
to the ground.
And it-
Perfectly pulled right up.
And she's still holding the Lament configuration dagger knife thing.
Yes.
and her skin
And has
flops.
fucking nails too.
Yeah.
This movie just makes up its own rules whenever it wants.
You're gonna
Nacho's went to a cue card on that one.
you're gonna pick pick nits over the nails.
Yeah, you ever peeled your skin off with your fingers? How do you know your nails won't stay?
Motherfucker, give me a knife. I'll go to the bathroom. I will Terminator my fucking arm off. I bet you my fingernails stay on.
That's weird because I've seen Terminator 2, and when he pulls his skin off, his nails do not stick on the goddamn robot arm. They leave with the fucking skin.
That's what you sound like.
That's his defense.
It's living latex.
Solid.
Okay. Well.
We had to bring Terminator 2 into this to solve these arguments, and I still defend this movie to
I
this day.
said Terminator, not 2.
Well, 2's when he fucking peeled it off, you piece of shit. Sorry,
Anyway,
Marshall,
Marshall.
please
All right, for
continue.
you listening at
Sorry.
home, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. They're loving
We
it.
are bringing you quality content.
Cream always rises to the top, baby.
That's what I'm going to call when I kick you in the balls
Christy
here.
and
Quality
Tiff-
content.
Take off running again at the end of the back of, and they end up back at the hospital. Sunlight shining through the window. All is quiet. The two girls hug. Christy then says, "We're getting out of here," and leads Tiffany through the hospital. As they pass through one of the rooms that's lined with beds, each one of these beds is occupied by a patient. The doors at the far end burst open. In flies Chenard, looking
hold on.
fucking
Oh my
ridiculous.
God.
in
They
the
think they're
best
back
possible-
inside the hospital and safe.
Yeah, they think
because
they're in
they've
reality.
escaped.
They think they're
I
in
got
the
fucking
real world.
questions about this one too.
Same.
But now they're inside the insane asylum.
But are they like okay?
I think
Anyway,
and everybody's working on fucking puzzle boxes.
Yeah.
Chenard's yeah, and they're hooked. There's hooks.
There's
hooks
hooks
in
on the
it's
mental
fucking weird.
patients that are all working on puzzle boxes.
Again, nobody's concerned about these hooks in people's faces.
in burst Chenard,
And he looks fucking ridiculous in the best possible way.
and he's making medical puns
Yeah,
the entire time.
Freddy Krueger's like, you need to calm down, dude.
bitch.
bitch,
The-
the doctor is
The,
in.
and this thing on this giant slimy slug thing on his head looks like a slimy Jamiroquai hat now, and he's shouting out, "The doctor's in!"
Jamiroquai.
Virtual insanity of a reference. Jesus Christ.
Chenard's fingers mutate and erupt on these long worm-like creatures that kind of remind me of like the sandworm thing from Beetlejuice.
I hate him too, right?
And their mouths open, but instead of an open mouth hole, there's like an eyeball in it that pops out, and then popping out from the eyeball comes a tiny dagger-like object, little blade, and the worm fingers shoot out and attach to the faces and the heads of all the patients in the beds.
The way he's attached to this thing, whatever this thing is, it reminds me of Akira.
It's a dick. It's a head dick. It's
like-
a giant
it does
dick.
look
It
like
looks
a
like a dick, but they
We
show it
expect
later.
him to
It's
go-
a giant dick.
Tetsuo!
Chom, chom.
And
I just call him Dr. Funfingers. You know.
so
Not Dr.
all
Field,
the patients,
Dr. Fingers.
I was attached to the head and the face of all the patients at the bed. As Chenard says, "I suggest amputation.
But what the fuck? They're helping him. They are working the puzzle boxes for him. Why would you give them the boxes in the fucking first place?
Nothing makes sense here.
that's
Why
like-
is he killing him?
That's like shooting your pool boy in the
Like,
back
I
of the
don't
head
understand
for
why he's
cleaning the
killing him.
fucking pool.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe
get this.
maybe they're weeding out like bunk puzzle boxes.
Sure.
I mean,
I don't want to do this.
he
movie's job
goes
for it.
further when we go further in the movie. He's
Part
just
3
starting
cleans
right
up
now.
a lot of this.
So, and the tentacle finger eye dagger worm thing slice and dice all the patients while Chenard.
It is fun. It's super
Then
slow,
Chenard
but it's
starts
fun.
like
It's dumb, but it's fun.
he's like he starts like singing. And he's trying to hit this high note
Sound
that
like a
literally sounds
raptor.
like he's singing. It's really fucking strange. It's the oddest thing. Tiff and Christy run through the hospital. They run through a door and find themselves in a dark room filled with chains hanging from the ceiling along with all the Cenobites. So all the Cenobites are like, they're like, no boxes, no more teasing, no more deals. Christy, it's time to play.
All those chains are just swinging and shit.
Christy pulls out the picture of human Pinhead, and she says, "No
Elliot
deals,
Spencer.
just information." She hands Pinhead the picture. He looks at it. She's like, "Hey, this was you. You weren't always like this. You were at one point human." And Pinhead,
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah.
No.
This is when the movie actually gets really good.
yeah. And then
Does it?
Pinhead looks at it
Yes.
for a while, and he's like,
Oh shit!
"I remember."
He's like, shit, bitch, you're right.
And,
That is me.
but that's when Chenard emerges from the darkness behind Tiffany, because like this fucker can sneak up on anybody.
Yeah, where
But he
does
just
that
does?
fucking his umbilical cord?
Yes!
his fucking USB port. Like, does he
What's
have
that
to
plug
unplug
into?
it?
Where does that go?
Our attention span. That's where it fucking plugs into.
Well, it's imagine hell like like do we really know
Hell
that
is other
bathroom's there
people.
after the door's closed? We don't know.
Yeah.
That's Schroeder's cat and turds happening there. Fuck.
Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, that
You
one.
piece of shit.
What I said.
You uncultured swine.
You did say it wrong. Chenard releases more tentacle things, only this time when they open their mouths, one has a blossoming flower come
I
out,
hate this so much.
and another one has a human finger that comes
A
out that,
beckoning.
which beckons
Yes.
Tiffany like it was trying to tickle the G-spot.
It's saying, "Smell me."
This is somebody's
Smell
payoff
me.
from a creative writing class. It's like, oh, can we do it in the movie? It's like, I guess.
Fingers.
So Tiffany backs up into Christy, and they both move away from Chenard, who just keeps saying that he's Tiffany's doctor and that he's here to help her.
Yeah.
And here I just have this big rant, like, why does he want her? What's the point? Like, he's got. I understand the beginning before he wanted her to open the puzzle box, but he opened the box, so he got what he wanted. So why is he even? What's Tiffany even? Why is he even caring more?
His
wants to
motivation
open.
is that he's
I
the
guess he just-
new servant for Leviathan, and he's reimagining the current rendition of Hell, which is why the next scene happens.
I thought he just wanted to get in her puzzle box. Hi-yo!
All right, so,
I like that.
That's a vagina reference.
I don't know. It's all confusing. Anyway, Pinhead drops the picture of his former self, looks at Chenard, and Chenard just says, "Ah, a good fight," or something like that. And
Good
then
fuck.
Pinhead uses his devil
This
magic
is not a good fight.
to launch hooked change at Chenard, which dig into his flesh.
It hurts him.
Again, Chenard seems to sing, hitting a weird high note. Chenard's tentacle worms easily snap the chains while the Cenobites just stand there and do fucking nothing.
Dude, how does do that again?
That's not true.
That's not
Butterball
bad.
sits around his fat. Chatterbox chatters.
Oh,
the
the bald
female
chick just-
makes sandwiches, and
We need to talk about how Chatterbox is here now. He got his fucking restraints off and he has his eyes. And
He's
he
got
looks
his
like-
eyes in this
He
point.
looks
Yeah.
like the motherfucking monster from The Suckling. There you go, boys.
do you have this? Do you have this in the trivia?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I
We'll come
didn't
back to
say anything. Moving
Um,
on.
So anyway, the Chenard then shoots out his tentacle worms, which one shot each
Oh
of the
my
Cenobites.
God.
Just one shot, one kill. Chatterer, Butterball, and the bald chick,
The whole damn
all
crew.
The
just
female.
dead. But
This
the
is-
fucking weird ass thing about it is that when they die, they turn back into their human forms for some
Right.
reason.
Because it lets you know that they were not originally demons of hell. They were summoned there just like Elliot Spencer
But-
was.
But
Yeah,
why are they turning back
And
into
here's the thing. Here's the
humans?
crazy thing. Because they're dead now. They're officially dead. They weren't dead before. They were demons of
They
hell.
were Cenobites.
And when you see what I love the most is the Chatterbox.
This,
He's a
the best part.
he's a
He's
baby.
a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, he's a
in
young
like
boy.
A young guy?
in like a dominatrix leather suit. When he dies and he's hanging.
Everybody
around,
else is an adult. He's a young
like
boy.
A
Hey,
12-year-old
Cincinnati
kid.
Jeff, can you let Marshall host? Anyway. You're not smiling.
I like this. No, it's
Somebody
like,
just got a one-way ticket to walking
well,
home.
it's nice to have someone who's a little bit of an authority on Hellraiser because it is a respected franchise. Someone who knows a little bit about it.
Thank you. What's
I
his
don't know
name?
shit
I
about
appreciate it.
Marshall doesn't know shit about it. You know,
I know
so.
a little bit.
So now all that's left
stay
is
afloat.
Pinhead. Pinhead's still left. Chenard looks at him and says, "I'm taking over," and then starts just rapid firing like these blue energy blasts from his from the
laser
holes in his
jizz.
hands.
Hey, can you let Marshall do his job, piece of shit?
boys, it's all right.
Fuck later. Let's talk now.
Yeah, so he's got like these holes in the palms of his hand where like the knifey worm things came out. But now he's like shooting like energy blasts out of them.
It's the scorpion ropes.
And yeah. Get over here. And the blue energy ray things hit Pinhead in the face. His head illuminates in blue light, and with each blast to the face, we see Pinhead becoming more and more human again.
He's getting less and less pins and
Less
more
and
and more human.
Less and less pins, more and more head.
The
Christy-
Humanator Ray. Or some shit
Christy
like that.
stands there watching
Great
all
joke,
this goes
idiot.
down. She's not running. She's not doing. She's just standing there watching. Pinhead, although I guess at this point we should call him Normal Head now, turns and looks at Christy. They smile at each other. They have like a moment.
He's like, hey, I'm a human too.
You got
What's
me.
up, girl?
Because Elliot Spencer's like, here's my real personal hell. This receding hairline.
He is hanging on the hair like a motherfucker.
He's got some fucking doofus ears too.
So
It's like
They-
Frasier
they-
season
they-
1.
they
Jesus
smile at
Christ.
each other before Christy takes Tiffany and they dash away. Normal Head grabs one of the curved blades hanging from like
you
his
just
leather.
call him Normal Head?
Yeah.
Normal head.
Goddamn right, sir.
He grabs like one of these like hanging
An EI for
blade
you.
thing. One EI? All right, we'll get an EI.
EI for you.
All right. Like one of these like curved blade things that hangs off his leather suit. He grabs like he's gonna use it for a weapon, but before he can use it, Chenard just lashes out with one of his worm tentacles.
Hold on. He gives
Fun fingers.
he gives the girls a wink. Like, got this.
No, whirls?
Yeah, he does. He
He
gives them a
doesn't
look
wink.
like.
He didn't wink. He looked
It's
and
like
smiles
a
at
look.
him.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a look. He's
I
like,
said that.
I got this.
Give
I know,
it
but it's just so good because he doesn't have
doesn't.
this.
He looks
No.
like Ted.
Dr. Funfingers fucks it up.
He looks like Ted from accounting at a BDSM club you just walked into on the weekend. He's like, "Don't tell Sherry about this."
Kind of looks,
Yeah,
gives him the
kinda.
face, and is like, ah.
He looks
So
like a dude.
Chenard lashes out the tentacle worm and just slices Normal Head's throat. Blood gushes out of Normal Head's neck, and he falls to the floor dead.
He done. He done.
Good looking effect.
Chenard
It's not a
just-
bad looking effect.
And then Chenard just starts singing a victory note, like he starts singing. Yeah, I think this high note. It's weird.
It's because of that brain drill shit. It,
Sounds like a dirt bike that's flooded.
Somehow Christy and Tiffany end back in the hospital. They end back there.
Wait, they run back while like weird laser
No,
beams
we're not
are-
there
Oh
yet.
shit.
We're not
okay,
there
We're not there yet.
My bad.
And this is where shit confuses me even more. So they get there, and this okay, so they just came from an alternate hell dimension, and then where they cross into it where the Cenobites live, and it's kind of like I kind of relate to like a Silent Hill thing. There's the real world, and there's like Silent Hill world. But now they make it back to it looks like the normal world because they're going through the hospital, and there's like other patients, there's doctors and nurses going about their business, normal people doing normal day shit. But then, like, the walls open up again, just slide open, and they're back in, like, the other dimension. But, like, none of the other people seem to notice the walls opening and light flooding out, all this shit going around, even though it's heavily populated with other people.
I think it's because they're still in hell. Because if you look as they're running away down the hallways, like, nurses are still kind of freaking out, like, grabbing their head, like, they're confused. I think they're still in hell.
Okay, I couldn't figure this part out. I thought they were, like...
You don't really get a good inclination that they've escaped it until the very end.
I was very confused by this whole
And the reason you know that it happens at the very end is because the credits roll.
Yeah.
But also, I love this movie. It's great.
Tiffany runs back into the dark dimension to get the box so she can close it. Christy follows her. They find They find the puzzle box dagger thing on Julia's skin sack and take it back to the MC Escher maze where Leviathan hovers. Cue some more weird flashbacks of Tiffany and her mom and Channard. Tiffany snaps out of it and starts to solve the puzzle dagger box thing. But as she does, up rises Channard from the abyss. Using a tentacle, he tosses Christy aside with a tentacle.
This is so dumb.
Yeah, he just kind of bitch slaps her to the side.
Yeah. He
So
turns to
Kirsten
Tiffany,
is-
saying that
yeah.
her whole life is behind her now and that surgery is open.
Ugh.
Today's agenda is evisceration.
More doctor puns.
Yep.
Ugh.
Where's the Cinnabite with the fucking, drum set?
I know.
rim shot? Rim shot.
Your sweet
he
puns will be legendary in hell.
all of his worm tentacles open up and various daggers, needles, spinning blades come out of them.
Dr. Funfingers.
It's pretty insane looking.
Dr. Funfingers in
The
the house.
sarcophagus box rises up behind Tiffany as she's backing away from
So it looks like
Channard.
Tiffany's about to get turned into
Yes.
a Cenobite.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Spinning blade.
The most boring Cenobite ever. You got a puzzle? You got a puzzle?
Her name's Jawhead.
out from nowhere now comes Julia, who grabs Tiffany.
She looked a little beat, too.
Channard retracts all his tentacle worms and approaches Julia, who, by the way, has her skin back, even though we just saw her skin get ripped off and her skin sack lying in a hallway.
Hey, man, it's hell. You don't know the rules.
He says to her, I knew you would come back. And they start making out.
Yeah,
Because
they
of
do.
the romantic
What?
tension they had prior, or just the writers like, women have vaginas that can make fuck go, so we can do them into dude guys. Yeah.
Tiffany takes this opportunity, goes for the dagger puzzle box thing, and starts working. She begins to solve it, which she fucking easily does. Like, it's the easiest thing in the world for her. Once it's closed, this seems to get the attention of Channard again, who turns to Tiffany, saying,
Fuck.
your case is closed. I'm afraid it's terminal. He
Oh,
lashes out.
God. Enough with the doctor puns.
He lashes out his tentacle. One worm slices Tiffany across the palm, but then she dodges the other two, which gets stuck in the stone floor between her feet. Blue lightning starts shooting out from Leviathan for some reason.
It's an 80s movie, Blue Lightning, baby.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not
it
wrong,
is
man.
it.
You're not wrong.
Channard keeps trying to reel his tentacles back in, but I guess can't now because they're just too stuck in
This
the
is
stone.
so fucking stupid.
He tries harder and harder, and he's trying so hard that you can see his head actually starts like ripping off of his shoulders for some fucking reason, which makes zero goddamn sense. Because at what point is like, is there something pulling him? It doesn't make any sense.
It's not that.
So-
Remember, he's being controlled the entire time by Leviathan. He gave free will to all the other Cenobites, and
Is Leviathan fucking stupid?
he's like, hey, they fucked me over. So this one, I'm going to keep my hand on the entire time. Okay, he's stuck. He's failing me. He pissed me off. I ripped his head off.
But you don't see
and then,
that. First of all, you don't see him attached to Leviathan at all. When you see
The
Leviathan,
giant tentacle that's in his head, that's Leviathan.
no, Leviathan's the big. I don't know.
No,
Leviathan's the big hovering obelisk just floating in the
He's
sky.
the god of hell. He's all of it.
Leviathan is the smile in a children's face, you know?
Anyway, as Eric said, the giant penis.
Look, you have to
thing
trust
on top
me
of
and
his
not
head.
your eyes.
The giant penis thing on top of his head.
It's a dick, dude.
It
Straight
is.
up.
At this point, it's a dick.
I love Eric gaslighting Marshall here. Just don't trust your eyes, trust me.
It's just it rips Channard's head in half, like as a jawline. His head just
This
rips
is-
off.
Which is fucking awesome.
It does look great.
So stupid.
It is
What the
stupid.
fuck?
Stupid but
You've
awesome.
seen him shoot the little worms and disattach things, but like, I can't detach my arms, guys. Now I gotta turn my fucking head off. That's the guy that killed fucking Normal Head.
He didn't tear his own head off.
He tore his own fucking
The
head off.
god tore his head off. Leviathan tore
But
his
they
head off.
don't make it clear
Where-
that that's
where-
what's happening.
Where's
at
his
all.
head? Where's
They
his
don't.
body?
I didn't say
Two
they
separate
did. I'm just letting you know that's what
How do
happened.
you know that's what happened?
I read the books.
Yeah, they're fucking written in crayon, dude.
Wait,
Fuck.
is there actually a book on this one?
Yeah,
I,
there's
Clive Barker
the
wrote
first
the books
three
I
are
know the first movie was
the first 3 books are based on
Okay,
these.
I didn't know there were 3 of them. I thought it was just like there's one book and they.
So he wrote 3 books,
And
then
then
they
they
made
turned-
then they made the first movie.
Okay, 'cause I thought it was like
Give me your
he
glasses
wrote
so I
the
can put
first
them on and
Hellraiser
slide
book.
them up because
They made a
Not
movie
sure-
out
Are
of
you
it.
gonna nerd out here?
Yeah, it's the first one's the Hellbound Heart, and then well, it's Clive
The
Barker.
second one is the Toll.
It's the Fartbound Prince.
now
And
you're
then,
now you're lying.
My grandma's boomerang.
The second one is the Toll.
Is it reals?
Yeah.
Tollcraft.
So anyway, go on.
All right.
This is why I know these things.
Because you've read the books and
Well,
haven't seen the
they're
movies.
not, and we'll get into it when we break it down. Go ahead.
Tiffany screams, loses her balance. Channard's body falls off the into the void of the abyss.
With a nice spurt of blood out of the neck stump.
Blue
Yeah.
blood.
Tiffany screams, which causes her to lose her balance for some reason. She falls off the ledge, but is able to grab onto the ledge at the last moment.
To her credit, she hasn't spoken in years, so when she's like,
She's talked a couple times. At this point.
yes, but she's still not quite used to it. A scream makes her fall.
She said, "Oh shit, damn!"
Julia reaches down to reach out for her and says, "Trust me." Tiffany had grabbed Julia's hand.
Best part.
But as she tries to pull Tiffany back up, Julia's skin begins to rip off at the shoulder. Her arm skin peels off like foreskin being peeled down a dick.
She just drops it like a fucking skin glove.
Yeah,
dude. I love it.
Tiffany falls again, but Julia grabs her with the other hand. Using both hands, Julia pulls Tiffany up to safety.
I don't have foreskin, so I don't know what that's like.
Once they're both safe,
I have extra droopy. It's like a 5
Julia
skin.
pulls the skin off of her face
Julia Gulia.
to reveal that it was Christy
The
wearing
whole
Julia's
time.
skin as a mask.
I don't know who Christy
What
is, but
the
Kirsty.
fuck?
And then Scooby-Doo and the gang are like, "Boop." It was Kirsty the whole time.
This was cool.
What?
And this was what? It was
No,
a great
no,
effect.
no,
It's a
yes.
cool fucking flip. I love it.
I'll give you that. But I'm like, break it down though. You're telling me that during all that time, Christy had time to get up, run all the way back to Julia's skin sack, slide into it like a fucking latex bodysuit, and then put on Julia's dress and earrings, run all the way back
No,
to
the
where
dress and earrings were attached to the skin.
Probably.
Well, this is the best part. Is when the skin all rips off, she's still wearing the dress.
Yeah, she's
Oh
still wearing
my
the dress, the earrings. You
fucking
see
God,
everything.
I
She
never
still had her
thought of
fingernails, everything.
but she still
This
had
movie's
time.
causing so many headaches.
She had time to run all the way back through this maze of hallways, get that shit on, run.
I'm having a
all
hard
the
time
way
understanding
back,
why you guys don't like this movie.
get somehow get behind Tiffany. Then she makes out with Cenobite.
Because women have
Channard.
vaginas and here are for the fuck go.
What?
Yes.
And then when Channard attacks Tiffany, she doesn't do anything about it.
You
She just
explained it
stands
perfectly
there.
well. I don't understand what your problem is. Why don't you understand? It sounds great. It sounds fucking great.
Anyway, the two embrace, they hug, they start to leave again, but Tiffany turns back. Christy shouts, "We have to get out of here!" Leviathan starts to change into a giant puzzle box at this point.
Please explain.
Christy
this to me.
and
How?
Tiffany
Why?
run down the stone hallways
It's a housing form.
as Leviathan starts jizzing everywhere and starts shooting these blue energy balls of energy.
And these energy balls have no effect of
That
it.
has-
There's so many of
They're
them.
souls. They're
hundreds.
souls. They are souls.
You don't know that!
I know that.
Nobody else knows
They
that!
had
else knows
faces.
that.
They had faces
screaming
on them.
too.
They did not have faces in this movie.
They had faces in the movie.
No.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
We're gonna do a
I will
vote on this.
fucking
and
bring
face-
that up on Hulu as soon as we're done.
no
you will
faces?
see some faces.
Oh, you're gonna
Anyway,
see some faces.
These souls
Wanna-
are hitting everything except these are narrow hallways. Narrow little hallways with two people
They're
running
not
down.
laser beams.
And they're
This
just
is stormtroopers.
shooting
It's
everywhere.
a chopping mall.
They're hitting all this shit except for Christy and Tiffany.
Well, our antagonists suffer from main characteritis, so you know they're not getting blown up. by
Tiffany
these
and
fucking
Christy
space
reach these
jizzes.
sliding doors to hell that lead back to the hospital as the walls begin to start closing up again. Of course, they dive through just in the nick of time. The walls
Just
seal
like the
up
first
behind
one.
them.
And then
Like
there's
Indiana
like
Jones shit
a
here.
ghost demon laser face that screams because it's mad you close the door on it.
Yeah, the two girls look at each other. They laugh a bit. Like,
Make
ha, ha, ha,
out.
we got it.
And they're finally back in the real world. This time.
Yeah, I guess so now.
Supposedly.
They get up and they leave.
Well, actually,
We crossfade to the hospital. All the beds are empty now. They're bare. The mattresses are gone, and they have like memorial
They're like
wreaths
wreaths,
hanging
yeah.
on the foot of the bed.
And each one's different.
well, it's for those about the rock. We salute
So
you.
again, it feels. So this is like Nightmare on Elm Street shit. It's like if you die in the hell realm, you die in real life because those people were in hell realm.
At least we
so they
have-
shouldn't have been real people in the
Well,
hospital.
you saw that it was merging in the first place when the storm was starting above the hospital.
This makes
No, it's because Chucky was
about
in
this
there
movie
saying,
makes
"Do
sense.
thee Bella, give me the power I beg of thee." That's why the
Doesn't
storm
feel
was
that
there.
That sounded like a whole lot like
I know you
Bow
guys
with
struggle
the
with
bow,
this.
the
Pretty
bow,
fucking
down,
ridiculous.
biggie.
We see Tiffany and Christy all cleaned up now. They're dressed up. They're looking nice. They're outside the hospital. They look back at the hospital. They turn, walk away down this tree-lined stone path. The camera rises up into the sky.
Beautiful grounds.
Beautiful.
grounds.
And two
We
escaped
cut-
mental patients.
We cut to Dr. Chenard's house, which is being emptied by movers, these two movers. One of the movers finds the bloody mattress. He leans down to get a closer look.
Two
And like
movers.
Aaron says,
Talking about Luis Guzman and then this other lazy guy.
Ralph Macchio.
And this it fucking blows my mind about this end
Yeah.
scene.
Oh, just
They've obviously have gone into this room because there's boxes. They've boxed
Right?
other shit
McNard's
up.
fucking moving company.
They've already boxed shit up, and then they're like, "Oh boy, look at this mattress! It just happened."
Bloody
to be there."
mattress
but
again.
there's fucking boxes everywhere.
Nobody talks about the chains on the mattress.
Actually,
also, can we? Okay, yes.
And you know
Somebody
this
was
guy,
there-
he's the piece of shit worker because the other guy full uniform. This guy shirt untucked, unbuttoned. You're like, yeah, he's
dicks
the guy.
hanging
Fuck
out.
that guy. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, who
I
boxed
hate
up the
assholes
house?
like that.
Somebody had to box his house up. All that other cult stuff that was in the den had to be boxed up. But they-
Everything's boxed up
But
except
they-
the bloody mattress.
Why did they
And it's
left it
cleaned
there.
up too. There's no bloody handprints on the
No,
walls.
the corpses, the murderers probably been cleaned up. No, not. I'm getting through this shit. We're moving on.
Clearly, they look at the mattress like, "Oh, here's a hemophiliac who sleepwalks." There you go.
Jesus. All right. So the mover dude bends down to get a closer look, and he touches the wet blood like we've been talking about. So like everybody just touches
Everyone
blood,
has to touch it.
and that's when bloody arms burst
ya.
out of the mattress, pull him down into it. His partner,
Halfway.
halfway. His partner enters the room, sees the guy's legs hanging
That's
out
the
of the
best part.
mattress.
He comes in. He's just half-assed in that fucking mattress.
Yeah, just
his
legs
fucking
hanging
ass
out.
and legs are just hanging out. Dude.
a mattress
And a giant wooden, like, elongated cube totem.
It's the Pillar of Souls.
It's the Pillar of Souls.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
the name of it, but thank you.
It's
Okay,
the Pillar
no
of
problem.
Souls. That's
It's,
the name.
it's
No problem,
covered in spikes, chains, hooks, flesh. It rises up out of the mattress as it spins. Also, the baby with the sewn up lips, that's on there.
It's some demon faces.
The faces
Old
of
cricket
the face of the flesh that hang from it. One of the faces is skinless Julia, while one of the other is Pinhead. Pinhead's face is on there, which what? Really? Okay, sure. Screams of the damned are heard as it spins around one more time, comes to a stop on the face of some bearded dude with long hair who just says, "What's your pleasure, sir?"
What'll it be, stranger?
It's
exactly what I
actually
thought.
the merchant from
That's
Resident Evil
exactly
4.
what I thought. And it's blackout roll credits.
Is it Jesus?
No, it's the
So,
Indian dude from the first.
I know you
flick,
had the
though.
dad stuff in the trivia. Do you have Julia's right here? Do you have this part?
I don't know what this part is. What
So,
you're talking about? Maybe,
originally-
I don't know.
So the lady who played Julia, what was originally gonna happen is actually she was gonna emerge
Oh, that I know. Okay, yeah.
from
I
the
have,
mattress.
Okay, I have stuff about that. Yeah.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
leave it be then.
So that's the movie. Fucking insane, crazy ass shit.
You guys had a hard time following that?
Yeah. All right.
Guess you guys didn't watch the same fucking movie I did.
All right. Let's move on to favorite kills.
So many wonderful kills to choose from, but you can only choose one. Them's the rules, Puddin'.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
Forgot why I skipped this show.
All I hear is,
I walk away for 2 fucking seconds. I come back here and fucking Harley Quinn.
Yep. All right.
That's what my mom named her new dog, by the way, Harley Quinn.
Ouch.
Yep. Yeah. Seriously, dead serious.
That's how played out it is, Marshall. Basic bitches are naming their dogs Harley Quinn. Not
Hey,
that your
it's
mom's
all
a
your
basic
mama,
bitch.
bitch.
Hey,
Wow.
fuck you. She's just a big fan of second-rate podcasts.
Oh.
but not your second favorite
But
podcast.
you named your daughter Quinn.
Well, no, I did.
So
yeah.
you have no room to talk.
But it is a family name. And
Quick, I need to put my foot in my mouth real quick.
My wife made me do it. I didn't.
Anyway, let's move on. Now, kills in this one can be interesting because it's not like there's a high body count, and then there's this weird.
What
shit.
body count?
Like everybody's either
There's
already
2.
dead. Yeah, it's like everybody's dead already, or not really dead.
Weird.
It's hard to fucking explain.
The doctor
this
and
one.
maggot guy, they're the only ones.
I feel like it's like, what's your favorite gory scene?
Yeah, I guess that's really what it could come down
Dude,
to.
there's like 4 Cenobites that die.
Yeah.
Well, there's like
Yeah, but
3
then, like,
Cenobites. Oh, right, there's like 2 Cenobites that die. Because
Super
Barrel
lame.
Ass and fucking Cigarette Neck ain't coming back. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, they come back, but they die in lame ways. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, go.
That's my next question. Like, if they're all dead, how the fuck does Pinhead come back?
Normal head?
You gotta watch
normally,
part 3.
I guess so.
You gotta
like,
watch number 3, baby.
anyway.
So number 3 really directly ties into this one. I would say 1 through 4. It's
Pretty
a
solid.
quadrilogy.
Yeah, there's canon there. Everything else, we'll
and they actually work. They work hard to make that canon.
Okay. Let's move on. All right, let's go with favorite kill here. Or, like, I guess favorite moment. I guess favorite gory moment because kills. There's not much to work with on this one.
These magic
I hate to say it, but my favorite kill is the very beginning when they re-show Hellraiser, the original. When they tear that guy, he's like,
Oh, Frank.
Jesus blood,
That's
whatever.
That's
They're like,
Frank
"Wow."
inside the
Jesus
dad's
wept.
skin.
Rip him in half.
Straight the fucking half.
And I love that. I was like, whoa! That's how the movie
There is
started.
an unedited version of that kill where like brain matter hits the camera and shit. It's supposed to be really good.
My version, I saw a little bit of brain matter.
So that's
gross.
my favorite kill.
Fine.
Is
It's in the movie.
kicking it off.
It's in the movie, so it counts. All right, Nachos, what you got?
Shit, man. I'm thinking mattress, dude.
it's a good one.
Because
Good one.
he's having fun.
That
He's
whole
just hacking
scene,
it,
yeah.
hacking and slacking, hacking and slashing and whacking.
Chopping that meat.
Right.
Mine is the mover at the end, dude. 'Cause when Luis Guzman walks in and it's just fucking
He's like, hey, man.
How are his feet casually just
right,
kicking
it's
it, you
just
know?
legs and ass just dangling, dude.
Oh, it's
I
the-
love that so much.
It's the old I sewed myself into the mattress.
Hey,
prank.
man.
Got him!
Don't half-ass that.
What's that shit from the movie Waiting when they're like doing like the
Oh, the
chicken
Batwing.
The Batwing, yes.
right.
It's like he should be doing
the
the
brain
Batwing.
and the bat wing. Yeah.
Yeah, Marshall
How
used to
about
do that
you,
shit.
Marshall?
The elephant walk scene.
Yeah, the other one.
Cockabites.
You know what? I didn't even think about it. I was not prepared for that. I should have been, but I wasn't.
But not prepared for my own
This
question.
is your show!
I know! But I think
We can spin some gears over here while you think about it.
No, like the,
So I found this
the
nut
kills,
in my. Oh, sorry, go
so
ahead.
the kills, you're right. Like the Frank kill from the beginning is pretty good for the Shinar getting his head ripped off, and it's pretty. It still looks great. There's so many good gores, but man, it's just.
Great gore. Great
Great gore,
gore.
but I don't-
Great gore in this movie.
I guess my favorite, and then like when Julia gets like, completely like, all of her skin ripped off. That's again good gore effect. But I guess I'll go. I'm gonna actually lean toward you, Eric. Like even though it's from that when Frank gets
That's
ripped.
cheating. That's from the last one.
Fine. I'll go Chenard. When the head rip in half.
I'm gonna change my answer to the cop that shot the dead body.
That's racist.
But okay, the dead body getting shot or the cop because the cop didn't die.
No, the dead body.
Well, the maggots took
The dead
gun
body
and
just getting shot
him.
by the
Yeah,
cop.
that-
All right.
All right.
So okay, let's just move on.
Do we have
to-
budget game?
We'll get there. Move on to the odd and ends.
Damn easy, but don't blow your load so fast.
I'm so excited.
Chunky cowboy.
You just
Here's
can't
some of your
have it.
favorite person.
Hey, where do you
God damn
think
it.
you're going?
Son of-
Mr. M and Mr. A ain't done yet. Here comes the odds and ends.
Shut up, Harley
Down.
Quinn.
Shut up, fake Harley.
As a $5 Patreon member, I'd like to pay for a different announcer.
Marshall, real talk. The way the shit's white, you should just do "Help Me, I'm in Hell." It's
If
right
I've
there.
got to
I've been seeing it
$10
the
a
whole
month, I
time.
will. But let's
I like
let's,
that.
let's,
That'd be
All
pretty
right.
good.
So
let's
odds
drop
and
that
ends.
bitch.
Ratings. IMDb gives it a 6.5 out of 10. So pretty high rating for movies we see on this show. 6 out of 5 on IMDb. Pretty good.
For a horror movie, hell yeah.
Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes 50% on the old thermometer
Wow.
with a 58% audience score. So pretty good.
Rotten Tomatoes can suck.
And Amazon 4.6 out of 5 on Amazon.
that's
So
pretty
overall,
high.
very highly rated movie for what we see on this show.
Not
Definitely.
too skewed.
No. Plot keywords. There were 105. I went through all of them, and they were all kind of boring. The only ones I wrote down were groping uncle niece incest. That one I've never seen before. Shock exploitation, and our favorite, Aaron.
Panties?
No, I wish.
Bloody panties.
That would be our second favorite. Psychotronic film.
Psychotronic.
All right, trivia. Now, here's where it gets lengthy. There's a lot of shit on here to get through. So, supposedly, an in-depth subplot detailing the origins of Pinhead was scripted but deleted in pre-production due to last-minute budget cuts. Keep that in mind. That might come in later. All that remains of the subplot is the film's prologue showing Captain Spencer opening a box and transforming into Pinhead. Spencer's backstory was later explored in Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. Clive Barker had developed elaborate backstories for all the Cenobites in the first film, though their origins were never explored. In this film, he wanted to make sure that at least, the very least, the audience understood the Cenobites were once human and that their own vices led them to becoming demons. This element was meant to underline the story of Frank and Julia and their corruption by lust, with the latter intended to become the ultimate villain of the series. Pinhead, however, proved much more popular with the audiences and thus became the center point for future sequels.
Yeah, so what was Butterball's like vice? Is
So,
like sandwiches?
dude,
Gluttony, I guess. Yeah, so I found that interesting. Like that Pinhead was basically is kind of like the gatekeeper. Like, here's our starting point, but then it was gonna be like Julia was gonna be like the main Cenobite going forward. I thought that was pretty interesting.
they were gonna do like a Halloween 3 with an anthology kind of thing.
No, it's like no. Fuck you. Why would you even say that? That's not even the same. That's not even the same. It's just saying it's not changing the whole fucking story. They're just changing the killer. They're saying our main killer is now we're moving on. Julia's now the main person. It's not.
Pinhead was the main guy in the first one, and now it's gonna be Julie in the second one. And there'll be maybe Butterball in the third one.
Yeah, but it's not disregarding the entire storyline that happened already for a new piece of shit one. That makes
that for you.
And anyway, move on.
Why Butterballs?
Oliver Smith, who played Skinless Frank in the original, due to his skinny frame, allowing the body makeup to look so realistic, replaced his role along 2 extra roles as Brownie, the mental patient, who's the delusional parasitosis, the bug guy,
Itchy Bye.
and as the skinless figure Christy sees in the hospital, who writes "Help Me in Hell." So that's Oliver Smith, who played Skinless Frank. Andrew Robinson refused to reprise his role as Larry Cotton, forcing hasty script rewrites and partially accounts for the muddied storyline structure of the final film, supposedly. I never really understood why.
Appreciate you saying supposedly, because honestly, it works better without the dad.
So you said something about Butterball's curse?
Okay, so Butterball actually was the reason that he's a glutton, but he wasn't a glutton for food. He was a glutton for fetish. That's why his eyes were shown shut and not his mouth.
Well, he always wore sunglasses. You can tell.
It's actually Corey Hart's punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see him sewn shut in both movies.
I guess so, but he's always
Dude,
wearing
but he's always wearing
shades.
sunglasses. It also reminds me if
He wears his sunglasses at night, so he can have his fetish.
But after we get rid of the Cenobites now, with the exception of Pinhead, like in the last one I watched,
They get new Cenobites.
Like,
You
there's
see
like
new Cenobites being created in the next
auditor
CD head,
and the assessor,
Marshall get
and they look
fucking
like
ready.
fucking humans.
Psycho Manus is one of the Cenobites.
Yeah, he's
in
the
the last
butcher.
one.
Yeah, it's like
I heard you like Castlevania.
I heard you like the first 4 movies from the Hellraiser franchise. Stop
So
there.
supposedly the horn sound that is continually made by Leviathan is actually Morse code for God, supposedly, which is interesting. That's cool.
That's fun.
William Hope said that his mother-in-law and nephew were in London when they were filming, asked if they could come join him one day for filming. He said yes. Much to his surprise, on that particular day, they were filming the gruesome scene on the mattress. He says his mother-in-law was shocked, but his nephew loved it. Also, suppose New World Cinema greenlit the sequel while the first film was still in post-production. Kenneth Cranham, who played Dr. Chenard, claimed his involvement was due to his grandson pestering him to take up the offer, being a fan of the original movie.
Damn.
Here's where this is funny because we kind of touched about it at the very beginning. This film, along Titanic, the 1997 one, holds the record for the most times 2 characters repeat each other's names, Tiffany and Christy.
I didn't
Wow.
even. I know the Lost Boys.
Guaranteed.
Lost Boys, like they say Michael and David. I think it's like 95. And
ridiculous.
It's not even enough. This movie
Which
triples
I would
it.
love to do Lost Boys as a watch long episode.
No, you guys have to do part 3.
That might just be a regular episode.
It's hilarious. It's
the
so
word
good.
Cenobite, actually, as defined by Webster Dictionary, means a member of a religious group living together in a monastic community.
And here's what's neat.
The Order of the Gash.
2
that's
movies
what they
now,
call them.
that word's never uttered. That comes later.
No, that's Cinnabon.
Wait,
They don't
say it
say
again?
Cinnabon.
They never
Yeah,
refer
they never actually
to
say the word Cenobite.
they never refer to them as Cenobites
Well, shit,
until
they don't call him Pinhead or the
later
Hellraiser or
movies.
any
Yeah.
of that.
No.
Oh, snap.
Old fucking girl says Cenobites when she's talking to the goddamn cop. She calls them Cenobites.
at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, she
Positive.
does. No, actually he's right. Yeah,
Yes.
she does say Cenobite.
Because he even says, "Don't give me fairy tale bullshit." And she goes, "I won't give you fairy tale bullshit." Then she goes, "It's Pinhead and the Cenobites."
I thought she said
Yes.
something. I thought she said something else like
No,
Zenny.
actually,
Totally says Cenobites.
that's the one time I do believe Aaron's correct on that one.
That was a test and you passed. Could have swore it didn't come out till later. But you're
Doctor,
right.
moving on.
I've seen this a bunch.
Dr. Chenard's name in the script was Dr. Malahide.
Mecca like a high, Mecca
Yeah,
high.
Dr. Malahide. Chenard
playing with fire.
is derived from Christian Bernard, who performed the world's first successful heart transplant.
This is some trivia here.
At the 1 hour 22-minute mark, the Chatterer's original human form is briefly revealed in one scene to be a young boy. Apparently, it didn't prevent him from being taken away. Okay, I know that doesn't fucking matter. We already talked about that.
Cincinnati Jeopardy ruined that one.
The movie was due to have a much larger budget. Keep that in mind. Maybe help you later. But
It won't.
It decreased after financial issues with New World Pictures. The film was included in the film critic Roger Ebert's most hated list. So we've done several of those.
As it always does. That fucking.
The movie,
That's why I say I don't mind that he died. This guy hated horror movies. As a film critic, he was not opposed to looking at movies through rose-colored glasses. He liked a certain kind of movie, and he loathed horror movies. He
did.
Dude,
and if it had gore, it was immediately
He
disliked.
gave out Betsy Palmer's home address.
That's fucked up.
What
That
a
is
jack
fucked up.
off. I suck, dude, but that's a piece of shit movie. You don't even.
I didn't realize it did that. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
The film was banned in the Australian state of Queensland in 1989. In the years since, the bans have been lifted, and the film has now been released on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray.
I always find it so funny that like European countries are like banning American.
Oh,
films.
video
It's so-
nasty.
Did you just call it Australian European?
Technically, it is.
well,
it is.
You're right. But to
Same
go
team,
along
man.
with the same cloth, European does the same thing. You're right. Sorry.
Due to Kenneth Cranham being unable to sit in the rig required for the Chenard Cenobite, he only appears as the character in close-up shots, with stuntman Bronco McLaughlin playing him in
Oh,
in the
Bronco.
rest of- yeah, that's Bronco
The
McLaughlin.
old bucking Bronco.
Bronco McWhite Glove.
Yeah. The mythical. This one I don't understand. I guess this is maybe something from the movie or for the book or.
What you got?
Eric might know more. The mythical.
I don't know any Eric.
The mythical surgeon scene is due to appear in an extra on the UK DVD label
Deleted
Arrow
scene,
Video's
yes.
upcoming Blu-ray box set of the
He's
first.
right
Thor.
in the front.
Therefore,
He's on the front.
confirmed it was indeed filmed. So I don't know what they're talking about here,
Yep.
but
It's right on the front.
It's a deleted scene. It's just like Pee-wee's Big Adventure kind of shit. Pinhead like takes his mask off. He's like, "Surprise, bitch!" And then also, we get closure on the scene with the lady, the brain surgery. They just put some duct tape on that shit and walk her out. She's like,
It is.
"Where's
It
my
is.
clothes?
It's right on the cover of it.
Where's my clothes?"
at the time the filming took place, Kenneth Cranham was doing a play in London with Gary Oldman. When Oldman heard Cranham was doing Hellbound Hellraiser 2, he told him he would love to play a part in a horror movie. Years later, he would go on to star in Dracula. And Julia was originally supposed to rise
Bram
from the
Stoker's.
Julia was originally supposed to rise from the mattress as the Queen of Hell at the end of the movie. The theory being that she would be the series continuing character. Doesn't say why it didn't happen, but that's just
She
what happened.
dropped. So she decided that she didn't want to be a part of the franchise anymore because
Money's
she wanted
stupid.
to.
not be
Yeah,
stereotyped.
basically, yeah. Like, she didn't want to be like pinned down to this one role.
So what? So that also contradicts the fact that, or I guess it could kind of play. But originally they said
She was supposed to rise as the queen of hell.
right. But I said earlier that Julia was supposed to become the main character, but they said So was that the reason, or is also the reason that Pinhead was so popular that they were going?
It's twofold. So what happened
get rid
was
of her
is
anyway.
this first one was greenlit before the second one was greenlit before the first one really got
Yes.
legs. But by the time the first one was really got through and it made it a home video, the fan reaction was like, Pinhead, Pinhead, Pinhead. He's so great, right? He was not meant to be the main character of this. It was supposed to be
The Hell Priest.
Frank and Julia and the family. After the second one, which was already greenlit, and they highlighted, again, Julia, she was supposed to be the main character. By the time this one ended, that you're now at the home video state of this first movie, it was so big that they were like, man, Pinhead's the big guy, and she did not want to be a part of the franchise. So that's why they changed the ending to the Pillar of Souls rises up, and you see Pinhead along with Rasputin, or where the fuck that bearded guy is.
That effect is questionable at best.
So they went with Pinhead after that, and then that's why he, from this point on, is now more the focus. Because if you realize, in this first one, he's in it quite a bit, but at the most, if you put it all together, maybe less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
But from part 3 on, he's in it.
I was very surprised at how little Pinhead.
That was my biggest problem with these movies when I was a kid, because I this was the last of the big series. It's like Halloween, Friday the 13th, I saw all those, and then I made it the Pinhead. Because for some reason, as a kid, the Hellraiser was like the ultimate in terror, scary. Like I'm not ready for that one yet. But then when I watched the first, like I'm bored of my fucking mind.
It's not the Pinhead show.
And then it's like, because that's the advertisers, Pinhead, and he's in there for like 5 minutes. This one he's barely in. And then the one I watched, Judgment, Retribution, that in 18, he's in there for like, you see like the back of his head, like he was Darth Vader putting his helmet. Like he's barely in
that's
that
a
either.
remake of the original.
Yes, it is.
It's the newest one.
That is not. It had nothing to do with the first one.
I don't want to say shit because dude.
It's supposed to be a reimagine. It's supposed to be a restart of the franchise.
I don't want to say shit because dude follows this on.
Yeah, he does.
Instagram.
It's a restart. It is.
But
a restart, maybe, but it's
the
not.
one.
But I'm saying again, he's not.
It's not a remake of the original.
For Pinhead to be such the main focal point of this movie franchise, he's barely in the movies at all. Well, that's so weird. That's why it's so.
That last one, Judgment, that actually like tries to like make continuity work. But dude, that one before that, it's like two bros go to Mexico and it's found footage, and it's just like Weinstein.
Oh god, found footage Hellraiser. Gee, fuck that.
Don't get too excited.
No, the last one I watched, it was
Weinstein puts up the third one.
It was about a cop and
they Miramaxed the shit out of it.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
The Pinhead in the pillar that rises from the mattress at the end of it was not played by Doug Lee Bradley. Rather, his makeup artist Jeffrey Portaz was the face, I guess, supposed to be the face in the pillar. So here, okay, when Chenard is forced into the giant puzzle box and turned into the Cinnabite, for a moment when he first enters the box, his position in it is reminiscent of Francis Bacon's painting Figure with Meat. That painting is the same one that's nearly slashed up by Joker's henchman Bob in the art museum in 1989.
I like
Batman.
that one. Marshall, do you want me to get the Ben Gay out because your arm looks a little sore from that reach?
It's not my reach. This is what I found. It's somebody else's reach.
All right, I'll put the Ben Gay on and jam my finger up my ass so I can reach.
There you go. There you go. Reach for you.
Anyway, and the original script featured Larry Cotton as a major character, was essentially the same as the final film produced, except that Larry was in the chamber with Frank, where they were attached to each other like Siamese twins until Frank attacks Christy, at which point Larry cuts them apart and they begin to fight until Julia arrives.
That is a reach.
Later, Larry escapes with Tiffany and Christy from hell, and it was him, not Christy, that kills Julia, but she promptly has a heart attack and is ushered away. When they return to the hospital, this segues into the notorious deleted scene with Pinhead in OR Scrubs, where he informs Christy that Larry will die in an imitation of a doctor. However, Larry returns at the end, still alive, and it is him, not Tiffany, that Christy leaves the hospital with. That's confusing as fuck.
Well, that's probably why that
supposedly
surgical fucking Pinhead shit isn't in there. Because so you're trying to tell me like the two brothers were like cat dog kind of shit?
Yeah, something like that.
That actually kind of might have been fun.
All right, so that's what I got for that. Let's move on. Like I said, this week we finally get to play a budget game.
What, are you guys fucking playing?
And you guys are gonna love this one.
Now it's time for everyone's favorite game show. Guess the budget.
Harley Quinn,
Where the
did you just give me
loser gets a
cancer?
pie in the face, and the winner gets a
dick
pie
in
in
the
the
nose.
face.
Fuck you guys.
God, it's like the cold booth lady that.
I mean, it's your show. It's not going to stop me from complaining, but it's your show. You do what you want.
You just love
complain.
having.
Don't mind if I do.
I feel like you pulled a George Lucas there. It's like, well, my daughter likes Harley Quinn, so I got Harley Quinn on there.
Actually, I did this before Livy even started like Harley Quinn. I like Harley Quinn, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
I like her too. I liked her. till you came along.
And we still got one more segment to get through after this. So guess what's coming up after that?
Let's hurry the fuck up.
All right, so budget. Guess the budget, guys. All right. We have actually quite
I'm admitting
a couple
myself
different
this
numbers
because
to
I don't
guess
do
this
math.
way.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
different
boys
numbers?
get it.
Okay, what do you got?
we have guess the budget. We have opening weekend in U.S. and Canada, and we have the total gross in U.S. and Canada numbers.
All right,
So,
budget. I'm gonna go.
Let me
with,
write this down. I gotta write this down so I can keep track of what everybody's saying.
Let me just look at my phone real quick.
Like, put the phone away.
Oh yeah,
Put the phone away.
I'm gonna guess a budget of $3 million.
All right. Nachos.
You know what? What is this?
88.
88. Fuck. You said 3?
I did.
I'll say 8 million.
8 mil for Nachos and Eric.
This is a sequel to a yet popular movie at the time because it got greenlit before the first one ever got released. So I'm going to go with 1.5.
1.5 mil. Good guesses. Good guesses. I'm liking it. I like it. Gentlemen, we have a rarity. A rarity on this show. We have an exact winner. You're winning both showcases for this round with a bid of $3 million. Aaron wins. The budget was $3 million.
I knew it was an 8.
Fuck it.
Did you just turn into like the prospector from Finder 49? That's a callback. Check out that episode. It's good.
so rare I win, and it's even more ultra rare that I nail it.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Am I
Good on you.
You won both showcases.
All right. Next up, though, opening weekend in Canada and America.
25 doll hairs.
So I'm gonna guess it's an opening weekend.
Opening weekend.
1988.
1.5. Yeah, that's a weekend. It's tough to say. $800,000.
Oh, $800K. Okay, $800K for Aaron. Nachos.
So you said Canada and honky states. Oh shit! No pressure.
Yeah.
Because Canada's not white. It's not called the Great White North at all.
Fucking 15 million. There we go.
15?
Sure.
15 million in opening weekend.
No, just let him have it. He's
Okay.
way wrong.
Numbers mean nothing to me.
All right.
I guarantee that's,
always been here.
over
I'm
what
timeless.
they made fucking globally.
Eric. Eric.
Opening weekend,
Locally
I'm going to
or
go
globally?
with... I'm going to go with 1.5 again.
Oh, wiener
1.5 again.
Yeah, it feels good.
All right. So, opening weekend. None of you win, but the closest, Eric at 1.5 wins. But you're all really off. The opening weekend was 3,185,511.
None of your answers were remotely close, and you should feel bad.
All right. Last double or nothing here. Total gross made in America and Canada.
$8 million.
$8 million for Aaron again. All right.
A bucket of trout heads.
Okay, bucket trout heads for Nachos.
14 million.
14 million for Eric. Oh, that one went quick.
I'm pretty confident with my answer.
All right. Well, winner of total gross, even though you went over a little bit, comes into Eric. Total gross $12,090,735.
Then it must have made
damn it, I
14
should have
globally.
said 2 buckets.
Because I looked this up before I came here.
Ah, boo!
Boo this
Boo
man!
this
Boo this
man!
man.
Okay, because nobody cheats in sports.
Do you have a boo button?
No.
No. How about give him a fucking Harley Quinn sign
I
off?
wasn't looking up specifically. I just had to be on IMDb checking out trivia, and it was
I
there.
can give that. I can also. I can go.
Unfucking believable.
There you
we
go.
We'll give you that one.
I can't hear it, but fuck you.
Yeah.
All right.
Put your headphones on.
They stopped working.
No. Great. All right.
Does
So
my microphone work?
that's our budget game. Let's move on to 5-star reviews. Ready for one more Harley Quinn?
Okay, you fucking give it to me. Come on.
No, I won't. I will skip the Harley Quinn.
Give it to him. Give it to him. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
I'm listening. Come
All right.
on.
birthday, motherfucker!
All right.
5 stars? 5 stars? These must be crazier than I am. Lock him up!
Is that Monster Squad?
Man, I think I got a lot of phlegm out on that
You
one.
did, though.
actually.
That was impressive on me.
All right. So, Mortal Kombat combat here. 5-star reviews. It's really more 5 stars on this one because there were 916 total reviews on Amazon.
Wow.
77% were 5 stars.
Jesus.
Only 2% of that were 1 star.
That's really impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
So 5-star reviews from Barbara Garabedian.
I used to fuck a girl named Barbara.
Baba Gadian. Baba Gadian.
There we go. If you ask me, and this is because she capitalizes every word she writes. Not the whole thing is capitalized, but every word is capitalized.
Oh, so she's a fucking insane person.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you ask me, my all-time favorite 80s horror film, you're looking at it right here. I think super way 100% better than the first, and for sure, out of every single one. I love you, Ashley Lawrence! 5 stars.
She's like, I'd like to meet her in an alley. We could crab walk and counter at each other.
From Daff. I've long maintained that there should be an award category for best sincere delivery of a ridiculous line. Lifetime achievement winner would be Patrick Stewart. And in 1988, probably every nominee would have come from Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. Nominees include We Have All Eternity to Know Your Flesh. So come on, take your best shot, Snow White. The doctor is in. I recommend amputation. Blah, ha, 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 ha. Suffering will be legendary even in hell. The winner, however, would have to be You Have Got to Destroy That Mattress. Bravo, Miss
Thank you.
Ashley Lawrence. We await your acceptance speech. 5 stars. From John Nimato. Not as good as the first. 5 stars. So, what? How's that a 5-star review?
Yeah, that'd be like a
That's
4.5.
like a 3, 4.5. Like,
Yeah.
how is that a 5-star? Liz B, follow this up. It's all right.
Miss Bihan.
It's all right. Definitely not the best I've seen, but if you like horror movies, you might want to give this one a try. 5 stars.
Very casual approach to that. I like
I
that.
like their scores. I hate their summaries.
Yeah.
Did they post their addresses?
K Stone, you know you want to watch this. 5 stars.
Damn, do I want to fuck that review or what's up?
From Heather. Come on. I mean, it's Pinhead. What do you expect? He is a truly perfect deviant. Love all his movies, some more than others. 5 stars.
There was a whole thing of goth chicks in the 90s wanting to fuck Pinhead.
Okay. I didn't know about that. But all right, moving on to the few 1-star reviews. And a lot of the other 5 stars and some of these 1 stars, a lot more just commenting more on like the quality of the DVD. Oh, it came fast, or I didn't like this release, and blah blah blah. A lot of those shits. So, from 1 star from Dean Oldfield. Where do I start? I remember when this came out, and I hated it then. Nothing has changed. I'm a huge horror fan, but I require that the story be somewhat original. What was that? If Clive Barker wrote this, he should get out of the film. OMG, how 80s can you get? Shoulder pads, pseudo avant-garde dream sequences, raspberry syrup all over the place, really cheap looking puppet creatures and awful stop motion. But the story, what a confused mess. I liked the first film. It was at least original. If you all want
This guy.
If all you want is fake blood and cheesy body parts, I can recommend some very good exploitation films from the 60s and 70s that do a much better job. 1 star. First of all, how 80s can you get? It was made in the 80s. What do you expect? Like, Jesus Christ. And, like, original, it's pretty fucking original for the 80s. Like, this is a crazy shit. Like, there's nothing else, like, really out there like this, like, that I can think of at the time.
I'd almost put it on.
No, even at the time,
you know what?
this wasn't
Oh,
even
wait.
like the first one.
It was nothing like the first one. Like,
Too
Jesus
much romance,
Christ.
not enough human killing.
Shoulder pads? That was the 80s for shoulder pads.
shit.
Jesus Christ.
Super sorry about the fashion, I guess.
Anyway, all right. So from Schurzbit. The plot of this film went from bland to absurd to downright insulting. The weak effects don't bother me. It's a New World picture after all. But
the fuck is that supposed
But the inanity of the so-called story and the complete lack of tension in almost every scene does, as as does the retconning of the supposedly terrifying Cenobites into easily bamboozled saps who are as useful in a fight as a basket of adorable newborn kittens.
Aww.
I will give him that one. The Cenobites were made to be bitches in this movie.
Bitch, leave.
I kept waiting, see, where are these Cenobites supposed to have all these powers? And Pinhead's the only one I ever see do anything. And these other ones are just there, look weird, but I never see him do anything.
It's like getting in a fight at a goth club. One dude shows up and pulls a knife out, and his buddies are just like,
So I will give him. Some credit for that review. There's some. He does have some merits.
I told you guys about the one I almost got in a fight
at a goth club.
Well, it was a Lily Allen concert.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that
I'd
is.
stop bragging right there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's change subjects.
From Joseph E. This one's so fun. This is weird. Why she talk? Why would she say that? 1 star.
Why she talk?
Why she talk? Why she talk? Why she say that? That's the whole review. I fucking love it for some reason.
1 star. This
star.
movie's called The Name Game.
Why she talk?
Why she talk? From Maus, M-A-U-S. My husband and I were talking about classic horror films from our youth, and we got to talking about the Hellraiser series. There was one movie in the series that truly stood out, and we rented this one thinking it was that one. It wasn't 1 star.
1 star. White bitches say their name a lot.
Lastly, from Nathan, this movie is so much worse than the first one that it's incredible. Lousy dialogue, grainy film quality, bad acting, the worst special effects I have yet to see in any film, an overabundance of unnecessary gore,
that bad.
all contribute to the fact that this movie isn't very good. It's basically pointless. The movie ruins the appeal, the mystery, and the allure of the Cenobite by making them into squabbling idiots. There is one potentially good scene, a confrontation between Pinhead and the Mad Doctor, but it's made horrible by the ineptitude of its realization and its unwatchability, unwatchably bad special effects. I honestly can say this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Worse than Highlander 2. Worse even than Universal Soldier 2. Stay away from this one. 1 star.
But the special effects are pretty good.
I thought so too. I'm
that
not
guy.
getting bad on
That guy's an
special effects.
asshole.
Hey, man, but real talk. Why she talk?
Why she talk?
She got hold of it. Make it. Why she talk?
Best review ever.
That's a t-shirt.
Why
right
she
there.
talk?
Why she
Why
talk?
she talk?
That's a
2
t-shirt.
question marks.
Why she talk?
2 thumbs up. Why she talk?
Game face.
Why would she say that? All right, so that's what other people had to say. Let's close it out with our final thoughts on this. We'll start with Nachos.
God
We'll
damn
start
it,
with
you were gonna come at me.
Yep.
All right,
I like to
dude.
come on you.
Hi-yo. But
Yeah.
why she talk?
Why he talk?
Why he talk?
Why he come?
I'm coming. So this movie, dude, I haven't seen this movie in a while, and I went back and I rewatched it, and this movie is fucking stupid, but in all the best ways. It's cool, but it's dumb. It's really dumb, but it's really cool. I'm gonna come in your mouth. I'm gonna fucking hot glue come in your mouth and make your mouth don't talk, so I can make the words come out of this hole in my face.
He'll be a
Why he talk?
He'll be a future Cenobite.
Why
Like,
he talk?
come, why no talk? Why no talk?
That's your. Oh, fuck, we're onto something. All right, dude. So like the Pillar of Souls. I mean, they just invent new rules in this fucking movie. It's just like, what's the plot? What is the plot of this movie? A demon dude comes from a cube to scare the chick from the first. What's the fucking plot of this movie?
Do you want to know it? I'll tell it to you.
Yes, please. Get fucked. Wait till your turn.
Okay.
All right. So, like, a story has a middle, an ending, and a beginning. This movie.
Why would you put them out of the order like
Why
that?
he talk? Why he talk?
It's so weird. The story has a middle. Yeah.
A cohesive, just motion of a fucking
Your
story.
review isn't cohesive.
You shut that hole in your face.
This is the longest walk
Oh,
to an
sorry.
answer.
All right,
Jesus
anyway.
Christ.
Dr. Sherrard, one of the dumbest villains in fucking cinematic history. He shows up, so like, you work for Leviathan. You're on the same team with the fucking Cenobites, right? You're all the same team. Why are you gonna fucking kill your coworkers? You're still getting paid the same. and then he fucking tears his own goddamn head off because he's too fucking stupid to detach his scorpion spears? What the fuck is that? I've seen, and I know I said it earlier, he, like, Spider-Man whips these fucking spears and shit. I don't know, dude. This movie's stupid, but I like it. I wish we kind of got closure. Anyway, this movie is terminal puzzleitis, but at the end of the day, it's so bad it's good. There we go.
All right. Eric, I know you want to rebuttal.
I don't know who that is, but Cincinnati Jeff.
Why he talk?
Why he talk?
Sorry, sorry.
Here's the plot.
So
Of this movie. This is
Mummy.
the problem that everybody's having with this, right? The Cenobites. The Cenobites were minor characters in this. The focus of this was the family. Julia was supposed to rise up. So here's what happened. The Cenobites died like a bunch of bitches. Yes, absolutely, because they were not main focuses. It did not come out until after this movie was finished in pre-production or post-production that it was like, oh, damn, Pinhead's kind of the fucking thing. We should flip that around. We should fucking throw it up. That's the big-ass mascot. Up until that point, nobody had any idea, so they were just kind of running with stuff. Because in the novels, they're nothing. They're interchangeable. They're nobodies.
We're gonna have words off air.
So the fact that that's like the biggest focus on everybody, it's like, well, yeah, because that at the time they weren't shit. There was nothing there. Now I will give it. This movie is all over the place, and it is the name game. Tiffany, Kirsty, fucking every 5 fucking seconds. I fully agree with you there. Yeah, it's hard, but they really did set up Julia to kind of be this protagonist to Channard, who was supposed to be the new big bad. That's why he came in and killed everybody so easily, because these things are supposed to be interchangeable.
Yeah,
and
but
she's
they made him
supposed
look
to show
straight
up.
up bitch league.
I
That's
agree,
bullshit.
but they weren't supposed to be the Jasons and the Freddys.
Ooh, also
so they can
real-
just die and be interchangeable. That was the point.
Also, real quick, Atomic Scarecrow. Yeah, we just talked about it.
I will-
Pinhead would get his fucking ass kicked by Jason Voorhees, and we're back.
I do kind of like the idea that the Cenobites are interchangeable, and like there would be like kind of like the Cenobites are legion. Like there could be hundreds of them in different.
In the novels,
But-
it's nothing. In the
but-
short stories for Clive Barker,
But it would be
Pinhead's
nice
nobody.
to have seen them do something to back up their supposed to be intimidating, scary nature. But they don't. You never see them do anything supernatural.
the
any
intent
powers.
was that the draw was going to be not wanting to go to hell and be tortured. And then, but what happened is like it's the 80s, and they were like, the audience was like, we like a figure, we like a mascot.
I
Yeah.
hate him
We've already
too,
got a
right?
few. We want another one for this one, and that's what happened. The audience decided that Pinhead is going to be this mascot,
I can
and so
get that.
they, the studio, were like, "Fuck, now we got to really flip it." So that's why when the third one, you get all this backstory.
Okay.
Kirsty shows up, and she's not even in it. She is, but she's in a bunch of VHS tapes that they watch, like the bartender who finds the Pillar of Souls has to watch to
Okay,
get all the
weird.
backstory about the Cenobites, because at this point they were ending the franchise. It was done. They just had to go with it because they're like, here's the money and we need to follow it. So that's, for me,
All right.
So this movie, would you say it's so bad it's good?
so
or
bad it's good. I like it. It's all over the place. And here's the thing, real quick, if you don't watch the first one, you're totally lost in the second one. And it's a problem. It's certainly a problem, but I still defend it to this day.
Are the books worth reading?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They're short stories. They're like little novellas. They're
Oh,
fun.
okay. They're not
Yeah.
full books. 'Cause
Yeah, you're talking a couple hundred pages here.
Okay. Aaron, let's go to your next.
So yeah, I this is the one of the franchises I am not familiar with. I've seen the first one years ago, and I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. It was weird, it was unique, it was bizarre. So I'm familiar with Pinhead and Cenobites and CD Head and different.
Yeah, there was a
characters
CD
and-
head one of them.
That's in
that's
three.
part three, man.
That's
He's
three.
the DJ.
Get ready
Okay.
for
So-
some bullshit.
So
I saw
know-
clips of that one years ago. So I remember seeing there was one. I never saw the whole movie, but I know I saw a clip of that.
I know there were multiple different types of Cenobites, but I know Pinhead was the fucking granddaddy. So when I was watching this one, I did know, like, kind of what you touched on, Cincinnati, was, it's focusing around Julia, and it's focusing around the family, and it's focusing around, what's happening there. So I was like, okay, Pinhead kind of takes a second place, but I guess knowing that Pinhead was such a thing, I was like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? But it just never really
Instead of the
showed up.
gift of foresight, we have the problem of having foresight. We know where the franchise goes, and that
Yes.
ruins it for us.
Yeah. That's a really good way of putting it. But for, like with blinders on, It's a great sequel. It's a fun sequel. It's weird. Yes, it has messy problems, but at the same time, it feels like you're working through the mess.
Does it feel like a demonic fairy tale?
I'm waiting for you to
You
pose.
really you expect an award for that one?
No, that's it. I gotta check them all
I
off.
did like that. But to be fair, yes, a demonic fairy tale, if you will. It was definitely a story continued from the first into the second. Like you said, if you haven't seen the first, you're not really going to get the second. You kind of have to watch them both together. It was messy. It was weird, but I didn't hate it. So bad it's good.
So that's good.
I'm guilty of what Nachos commonly says, is that I'm doing the movie's job for it.
Yeah, right. We don't have...
But the problem is that it was going to be 1, 2, and then the Julia story. And it had to shift gears.
What about you, Marshall?
I'm echoing a lot of things you said. So I'll try not to repeat too much of it. I do really like the idea. I wish it almost would have gone with the original plan to like have Julia take over and see where that went. I think that's kind of a cool,
like a queen of hell.
yeah.
Kind of thing.
And honestly, at that time, I think that would have been
And
cool.
she says that. She's like, I'm the queen.
Yeah, I think that would have been really cool, and it definitely would have been different because she could have been the figurehead at a time where, and maybe it just wasn't. Also, again, maybe because it was the '80s and early '90s where it wasn't a thing, but like she would have been like the only female like head of a franchise, because all the like Freddy, Michael, Jason, all males. She would have been like
from Night of the Demons and or Sleepaway Camp.
Why you so fucked up?
but
Why she talk?
Angela wasn't quite like, but she wasn't like a whole popular franchise of slasher movie. She was like, that was more lower level. She was, but Pinhead, like, when you think like the Mount Rushmore of like 80s horror movies, Jason, Michael, Freddy, and then probably Pinhead.
But you're
And the
looking at
Driller
it with
Killer.
with the goggles of hindsight. You're looking at it that way now.
Yeah.
Back then,
Oh, it's Freddy Krueger.
There was no setup for Pinhead.
Well, I said that. Freddy, Michael, Jason are 3, and then maybe you could argue Chucky, but and then throw
probably
Pinhead on
Chucky.
there. But I'm just saying, I think it'd be kind of cool.
Early 90s.
But that didn't work
Anyway.
out, obviously. I don't know. Like Aaron said, it's probably one of the franchises I know the least about. Don't know, but this movie is fucking confusing. The plot is confusing as fuck. It's all over the place, unless like Eric, unless you read the books or you really dive into it.
I'd say Freddy got
Sorry,
fingered.
Social Van Moment Such a Jeff. If you read the book,
I'd say Freddy Got Fingered has a more cohesive plot
Yeah.
than this fucking movie.
but the special effects I think are great for the time. The gore is great. I loved. Put that down. Put that bag down.
Sorry.
I like Julia. Like she came out as a pretty cool villain character. As nonsensical and crazy as this movie is, and it's ridiculous, I'm gonna say So Bad's good too. It was. I didn't. And the thing is weird because, like I said, a lot of the movies.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it, but like I liked it better than the first one. It was more enjoyable. And like I said, the problem I have with the first one is, again, I'm looking back from remembering my first viewing of it when I was like much younger, and I was coming off the whole Freddy, Michael, Jason, slasher, everybody, and then
It's a different
I kept
monster.
I kept expecting Pinhead to be featured, probably not like show up at the very end for a few minutes. I'm like, wait, movie's not really about him at all. What the fuck? Why is Pinhead all over the place? I felt like it was like almost false advertising or cheated. Like, why are you advertising this guy when he's not even in it for the whole movie? And then it kind of became that way. Now, I said I haven't seen 3 or some of the other ones yet, but
Stop at 4.
like I said, the last one I watched with the cop, the SVU 7
Yeah,
episode.
Judgment's not bad.
Judgment was terrible. Again, Pinhead's in for like 2 minutes at the end, and it's
More
all this
fun.
like weird shit, and it's like I don't know. I didn't like
Harvey
that one at all.
Weinstein and Psycho Manus are in it, so it's
Psycho
okay.
Mass, yeah. But overall, I'm saying So Bad's good. I did. It's a crazy, weird, wacky ride of both good effects, good gore, and I think it's a kind of a fun movie.
If you turn your brain off, dude, it's a hoot.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So there it is. We're actually clean sweep. Also, So Bad's good this week, guys.
So bad it's good.
So Bad's good. I know this was a really long episode, so if you get stuck with this whole time, thank you very much. We appreciate it. I know it's probably
Stuck nothing. Enjoyed.
It was probably a little rough. Like I said, we haven't recorded in about 2 months, so I got that ring
We had
rust
to take
off.
a break. We had to take a break.
Sorry you
so
guys had fun.
Hopefully it was
listening to
good.
this
It won't be too
episode.
bad. We'll get that rust cleaned up and get it more fine tuned, streamlined back. Get that going again in the future.
People like it when it's more raw like that. Speaking from this side of the table.
But that's gonna do it for us, guys. I think the next movie we're gonna do is probably gonna be Wishmaster because I watched that too. That movie's fucking insane, a lot like this one. It's gotta be talked about. So until then, guys, remember, watch more horror movies and remember to always
check out the Here Comes the Spooky.
Stay spooky.
Hijacked your shit.
Yeah, you did.
It was hijacked.
You got hijacked. We just got hijacked on our own show.
Well, I mean, we're here. We're up.
I think you got to keep it tight.
Yeah,
You got to keep it tight.
And always
keep it tight.